right, what's good this fair morning? I hope everybody's doing well. Let's start the day off by talking some boxing. Man, I burped on you, man. Sorry about that. Viva Tu Vida in the building and said good morning. Salute, Martin, man. Salute to you, Viva Tu Vida. Good morning, boxing fans. Ready for this knowledge? Yeah, man. And smack talk, man. I'm trying to start an argument today, man. I want to start an argument, man. Is Jaron Ennis ready for Terence Crawford and Errol Spence? And can any of these dudes beat Shakur Stevenson? I'm telling you, man, I rewatched that fight, paid more careful attention to Shakur Stevenson, and I am back on the dog. I'm on the Shakur Stevenson bandwagon, man. It's official. It's official. I wanted to wait a couple days just to make sure I wasn't getting carried away, man. But I'm telling you, a whole lot of dudes' dreams gonna go pop over there. Whole bunch of boxing fans' dreams are going to go pop with that boy right there. I'm full-fledged on-board believer. Bill Locker said, good morning, gentlemen, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Man, shout out to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, my second favorite football team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, they're a distant second, so I don't watch them because they're not the Bulls. But if I wasn't a Bulls fan, I would be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan for sure. King Jr. in the building. What's going on, man? Viva Tu Vida. He hit all that one. Michael Kirkland in the building. Black Fonz. Big Block. What's happening with you, man? Ray Patterson. What's good, Mr. Martin? Ready to hear some of that boxing knowledge? Yeah, man. Don TV said Ennis loses to both of them. Why? Why you think he loses to both of them? Telling you, when they fight, he ain't gonna lose to both of them. Is he ready though? All right, my bad. Hey, we got it early. Says sound is low, turn it up, man. We got the system down early. Let me back up a little bit, man. Since my volume was on low. Viva Tu Vida in the building. What's going on, man? What's happening with you? Said, good morning, boxing fans. Ready for this knowledge? Bill Lockridge said, good morning, gentlemen from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I said, shout out to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That is my second favorite football team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I roll with the Pittsburgh Steelers and my second favorite baseball team, man, the Pittsburgh Pirates, man. I used to like the Pittsburgh Pirates. I used to like the way their hat looked. King Jr., what's going on, man? Viva Tu Vida in the building once again. Michael Kirkland said, good morning. Big Block, Black Fonz, what's happening with you? Don TV, yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking for. You said he loses to both of them. You don't like Jaron Ennis, huh? I'm telling you, better get on that bandwagon early. Telling you, man, this is a shift. There's a shift going on right now, man. I'm telling you, it's a subtle shift. From just like when Floyd Mayweather Jr., Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez, and all those guys were on top, it was a slow and steady shift to Keith Thurman, to Sean Porter, then to Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. I'm telling you right now, the shift is in motion. Those dudes are heading towards their early 30s, mid 30s, and you got these young 20-something guys coming in, 22, 23, 24. I'm telling you, man, before too long, man, that these guys are going to be taking those dudes are going to be the ones, on the top, man. But I'm telling you, man, I think some of you guys is picking the wrong ones, man. Think you're picking the wrong ones. So I'm starting an argument today. I love arguing, but we gotta argue from a good point of view. No hating on anybody just because they're wrong. No calling names and calling people idiots and casual fans and all of this and that and the other thing just because you may disagree with somebody. So for me, I'm looking at Jaron Ennis and thinking Jaron Ennis is just about ready. And thinking that he's probably going to beat anybody, except for Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. But I'm telling you right now that give it a year. And I think he's ready to fight those dudes now. But give it a year, give it definitely 2 years, you're not going to see those guys be able to beat that guy the way way's coming on. And I'm telling you the same thing about Shakur Stevenson. I've looked at it a little bit more carefully. And I've seen other examples where I didn't know this before, where Shakur Stevenson walked somebody down and kind of wore him out and got him out of there. I'm telling you, man, that right there is an ability. It's an ability that you should not underestimate, man. Giovanni Walker in the building said, much love for the super chat. I did some research. Nobody has landed on a punch on Stevenson in his last 43 rounds. Hey, man. Oh, man, yeah, he did. He got hit by your boy. Nah, man, let me tell you something, man. I listened to Jalen Rose, man. Dog, Jalen Rose doesn't have a clue what Jalen Rose talking about. All right? He said, nobody's landed a punch on you in 43. Man, I know. I saw Jamel Herring hit the man now. Man, cats go way overboard, bro. Like, he ain't never been touched, man. Like, yeah, he has, man. He's definitely been touched. He got touched up by Jamel, man. Jamel, I think, man, honestly, man, I think there's a round I would have gave Jamel in that fight. Jamel touched him to the body, and he touched him to the head. But not enough. Everybody, every fight, dog. What's Petty Killmonger says, Spence still a machine. Yeah, he is. That's my favorite fighter right now. Him and Deontay Wilder. My favorite fighters. I'm going to ride with Deontay Wilder is now, for me, is entered into the Guillermo Rigondeaux category, dog. I'm rooting for him. I'm telling you, somebody about to get stuck by that boy. All that smack talking these dudes was doing. I can't wait till one of these guys start making excuses for why they can't fight him. What are they going to say? Nobody knows him? Like, for real, when Deontay Wilder comes back, like, say 6 months from now, and he's looking for a fight, he beat somebody, looking for a fight for a belt, I can't wait to hear the excuses about why they can't fight him. Can't wait, dog, since he's already been pay-per-view before, you know? Omar Weaver said, like you say, Fannon, we have to see how Boots looks when he actually gets touched and reacts. Yep, I understand that. I say the same thing about Terence Crawford, though. I got to see what happens with. Yeah, I seen him get touched though, and I saw how he reacted. Terence Crawford got touched and got touched and then knocked the dude out. Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, I think he's good, man. I'm telling you, I have a suspicion that this man is ready, and I'm going with it. All right, I'm going with it, man, because we need more excitement in boxing, man. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think that I am, man. I don't think I am. And honestly, man, I'm willing to go out on a ledge a little bit. I'm willing to go out on a little bit of a ledge for him, man. Because I don't go out on ledges a lot. Because I'm not the type. Seriously, I'm not about to overhype no dude just for the fun of it. And I'm telling you, most all those dudes are lightweight, except for Vasily Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis. Most all those dudes is overhyped right now. Like, I don't see Teofimo Lopez as being any more of being any further along really in his career than and I know that's going to be a controversial statement, but listen to my logic. I don't really see Teofimo Lopez is any further developed than Jaron Ennis is. I just think he's got the shot. Jaron Ennis has more fights. He just needs to get that fight against that top level guy and beat that top level guy. And I'm telling you, man, he's going to do it, man. The only two dudes that I see beating Jaron Ennis that I think have a chance to beat Jaron Ennis are Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Those are the only ones I think got a chance, which right there tells me I got him in my top 3 welterweights. And then I want to see the fight. I'm telling you, I want to see the fight. There's definitely a chance that Errol Spence can do a Cassius Clay. I mean, that Jaron Ennis can do a Cassius Clay, and you not think he's ready. And you be like, God dog, I didn't know he was that ready. He's got all the tools, man. You know what I mean? But again, like Omar Weaver says, I agree 100%. Got to see him get touched, man. Got to see him get touched. Kelly Bootmonger, man. What am I talking about, dog? I said, I'm trying to read Petty Killmonger, and I said Betty Billmotter or something, whatever I said. Petty Killmonger said, Boots can beat Bud. Not Spence, though. Hey. Let's see. He said he stops. YSM Sports Media said he stops Crawford and Spence right now. That's a dude from Philadelphia right there now. Shout out to Philly YSM. Shout out. Trick Boxing said, Fannon, a lot of them already said they're not fighting Boots. Yeah, well, the only one that I heard said they're not fighting Boots is Sean Porter. And Sean Porter, and the look that Sean Porter gave when Sean Porter said it was telling all, man. He was telling all. He looked like, not that beast. I'm not, no. One of them young dudes can fight that guy. By the time he gets ready, I'm gonna be out of the game, man. I'm done. Like he said, he looked like Larry Holmes and Ali sitting on the sideline looking at Tyson, like, yeah, we retired, dog. Yeah, we retired, man. Hit the thumbs up, man. If you're not gonna super chat and support in the chat like that, make sure you guys hit the thumb button, man. I'm looking at the thumbs up button a little more attentively, man, because I need to get my algorithms up, man. Support the movement, man. Support your boy Fannon, International Boxing. I'm out here on an island by myself these days. Said our Errol Productions. Hey, Martin, Ennis is a beast. I'm from Philly, live here still. I know what gym Ennis trains at, and I spoke with his trainer and asked about Porter, Spence, Danny, Crawford, and he said they ducking him. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, man, you know, hey, yeah, they ducking him. Man, I wish I could get them dudes on my channel, man. If you know him, man, let's see if I can get him on my channel, man. Let him know how much I want to interview him, man. I'm telling you. Hey, my man, he said, much love for the super chat. I did some research. Okay, I got that. My man down there. Now let me move this down a little, get this other super chat. Y'all supporting the kid today. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, man. Jayla Moore said, I cannot lie, Fannon. I'm a Bud fan. And that fight with Ennis, I'll be nervous from round 1 to 12. Boots is a big welterweight who is slick, fast, can box, and is strong. Absolutely, man. That's why I'm hyping him up early, man. Let's not wait around, dog. Let's not wait around. I'm telling you, man, I've been hyping Jaron Ennis for at least a year now. And I'm going to continue to do it because somebody needs to be talking about him so these guys can't hide and act like they don't know who he is. Like Keith Thurman, like Thurman tried to pull. When Thurman was like, I don't know who he is, man. I don't know who he is. And I hope he can stay there long enough for all these dudes to move up there like Teofimo Lopez to get up to 147. That's my real big thing. Our Errol Productions said Porter was honest. I respect that. Oh, absolutely, man. Porter don't lie, man. But, Lude, I'm trying to tell you, man, Porter taking offense to all this talk about hey, that's what's up. Petty Kilmari said, love the content, Fannon. I'm always tuned in, got the notifications on. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, man. King Los in the building said, my guy, Fannon, morning, broski. Hey, man, good morning to you, man. Good morning to you. Be easy. Philly representing. Ennis will KO Bud. He's not ready for Errol yet. See, these kind of conversations tell me that y'all know that boy's ready. He got to knock out Thomas Delorme, though. No joke. He can't go to distance with Thomas Delorme. He's got to knock out Thomas Delorme. You know what I mean? Now, because Thomas Delorme ain't really packing no bombs on him. You know what I mean? Thomas Delorme is pretty much a straightforward fighter. It depends on how bad he rips up Thomas Delorme for me personally. And yes, my getting ready detractors. I understand that Thomas Delorme is coming off of a loss. I absolutely do. But he's not coming off of a knockout loss to Staniosis. Staniosis. He's not coming off of a knockout loss. The only person to ever knock out Thomas Delorme is Terence Crawford. So if he gets bowled over, easy work, you don't belong in the ring with me, I'm telling you that says something, man. Man, what's going on? Lonzo Haith Jr. in the building. What's going on, man? Breezy said Errol age is catching him. Hard to stay at 147 much longer to face Ennis with title still on his plate. I don't know, man. Derek James said that he thinks that he could stay there for a couple more years. It looks like he's in shape, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. A couple of them dudes who had weight problems, acting like they got some sense, man. First of all, Gervonta Davis looked like he's dang near on weight at that weigh-in for that slaughter about to take place between him and Riley Romero. And Errol Spence is up there showing you what he looks like, which is ripped at this point in time. I think those guys caught a clue, man. I think they caught a clue, you know? Only one I ain't necessarily believing is Teofimo Lopez. I think Teofimo Lopez don't look like he doesn't seem like he's searching to get better, man. But that's just me looking at him, and maybe it's a little hate, maybe little bit that I don't like Teofimo too much, just because Teofimo be talking too much. But as a fighter, the dude can fight. When is Keith fighting again, man? I don't know, man. Sometime next year, man, if he does. You know, he's I won't even say it's a lot of talk. He ain't going out of his way to talk. A lot of people are asking him questions. But I don't know, man. I hope soon. I think he's probably looking for the right opportunity when I think he needs to just get a stay busy fight. Just get out there, fight somebody that he can mop, get a knockout on his record, get him out of there, look good, sell himself, and move forward, man. And he's just kind of, sitting around waiting forever, man. You know what I mean? Somebody has something to say about Teofimo Lopez, though. Where'd that go, man? I'll get it at the end. If you put it back at the end of the chat, man. Let me check these likes, man. Come on, man. We got 204 people. We only got 100 likes, man. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button on your way in the door, man. Seen and Unseen Boxing says, salute OG Fannon, the Megalodon. Salute to the chat. Yeah, man. Salute to the chat. Salute to the super chats and everybody out there, man, that's supporting the channel. We appreciate you very much, man. Make sure you watch the videos we're going to put out later on today. Just stop by the videos. Get a videos a quick thumbs up if you can't watch them all the way. I'd appreciate it, man. Jay Styles in the building said, any fighter who stays ready, looks ready, makes camp much easier. Yeah, man. Gervonta looks like he's doing that. Errol Spence Jr. looks like that. Terence Crawford always looks like that. Terence Crawford always looks like he's ready. Boots, because I follow Boots on Twitter, he's always in camp. Like always looking, those dudes always look like they're right, man. Richard Hill said, yo, Noop, you were right about Henry Armstrong. He's a bad man. His style was different. Yeah, those guys, you got to watch those old school fighters, man. They're not fighting the TV friendly style. They're fighting to maul you, beat you up, hurt you type of style. And dude, there are fighters back then, dude, if you watch them carefully enough, you'd be like, man, like Willie Pep. Dude, Willie Pep ain't no Willie the Wisp. Ain't no easy fight, dog. I'm trying to tell you. That ain't no, I think he may be like, if he fought today, I forget what weight class he is, Willie. He may be down at like 126, like 122, something like that. You know what I mean? King Low said, Martin, what do you think? What do you think a good fight for Ryan coming off surgery is? I don't know, man. Some easy dude, man. Somebody easy. Ryan Garcia is the last. Rolly Romero. He can pick up whatever's left of Rolly Romero after Gervonta Tank Davis gets done with him, dog. But on the real, you know who I'd like to see him fight? Ray Beltran. He could fight somebody like a Ray Beltran if Ray Beltran is still around. I think that would be a good fight for him because Ray Beltran is really going to be coming at him. He's still kind of worn, but he's got a lot of experience. So maybe it's somebody like a Ray Beltran. He may. I'm in Texas, Austin, Texas. Chosen of Yah. I'd like to see him fight somebody like a Ray Beltran. I think that would show me something. I think that would show something about him. He said Beltran's too seasoned. Yeah, maybe not, man. Come on, man. He's been beaten. Ray Beltran is not Ray Beltran anymore, but he is very seasoned. That's why I'm saying somebody like a Ray Beltran. I think that would be a good fight for Ryan. It'll test him. It'll make him think. More than likely, he's going to win the fight, and he's absolutely got the ability to knock Ray Beltran out because that dude got a bomb. Now, Ryan, there's a lot of stuff you can say about Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia got a missile on that left hook. That left hook is for real. So, and that jab is nice. He got his head up. He's got his head up in the cloud a little bit, man. But I don't think Ray Beltran really has the power to hurt him. And at that advanced age, I think that he can pretty much I think he can get away with a lot of stuff with Ray Beltran at this age that he may not have been able to get away with. But he'll also learn a lot in the ring, man, and have a legit. IND Mac TV said Lopez is losing to George Kambosos. No questions. I got to see George Kambosos. That's hard for me to believe, but I've not watched George Kambosos. I haven't watched him, but he's talking a lot. I know that. And they both talked themselves out of so much money. They both talked themselves out of so much money. Freddie said, what do you think about Boots and Virgil Ortiz getting it on? And what do you think? Boots by unanimous decision. Boots by unanimous decision. I don't think he's going to stop Virgil Ortiz. I'll give Virgil Ortiz that much credit by unanimous decision. I don't think he's on that level, man. I don't think he's on that level. You know what I mean? JB Hanna said, I call upset on Tio versus Kambosos. I got to see Kambosos fight. Before I pick him over Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez can fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez ain't no soft touch. But I just am telling you, I think Shakur Stevenson going to beat all those guys. And I love it, too. Because there's such a big bandwagon for Teofimo Lopez. And as things progress, I'm going to love talking smack. Because I'm telling you, I got the better fighter, man. If you talk about jumping on bandwagons, I'll take the Shakur Stevenson bandwagon. And I'm telling you ahead of time. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, all them dudes up there at 135, dog, that are talking about everybody ducking them, they will all duck Teofimo Lopez. They will all duck. All of them dudes are going to duck Shakur Stevenson. When he gets to 135, that's why I'm almost hoping he gets ducked by Oscar Valdez. Because Oscar, man, he's going to mop Oscar Valdez. But if he could just hop right up to 135, dog. Just hop up to 135 and start calling people out, dog. I'm telling you, man, I would be ecstatic. Because I'm going to wait. Because I'm waiting for all. Oh, no. I promise. I think he will. See, I'm starting shit with you, Ghost Bomb Squad. Dog. I'm telling you, I think those dudes are going to go to the next weight class. I think they're going to go to the next weight class. Or they'll fight. Because they're going to man up and then they're going to lose. It's going to be one or the other, man. Hey, King Alley said, if Shakur was a welterweight, who do you think would be a difficult opponent besides Sean Porter, of course? Errol Spence, Jaron Ennis, Terence Crawford. All of them would be difficult for Shakur Stevenson if he was 160, if he was at 147 pounds. All of them. But at the same time, dog, I think he has an opportunity, if he's that size, to beat all of them, too. Shakur, in my book, is a special fighter, dog. I'm telling you. If I wind up being wrong about it, I wind up being wrong about it. I'm willing to live with it and all that. Yeah, Shakur, I think, beats Lomachenko. I think he beats. I'm telling you, I think Shakur beats everybody at lightweight, with the exception of maybe Gervonta Davis. Gervonta is the only dude up there at one that I think that makes me think about Shakur hard. You know, I think Lomachenko will be a good fight. You know what I mean? I think it'd be because I don't know all that he has up his sleeve. I mean, Lomachenko is a multi-dimensional fighter, dog. Multi-dimensional fighter. But he's an older and a smaller multi-dimensional fighter. So I think that southpaw and southpaw, I think that would favor Shakur Stevenson, but in a great fight, where everybody's getting hit. You know what I mean? Shakur's gonna get bopped up. Vasily Lomachenko gonna get bopped up. The thing about Lomachenko, though, and Shakur is that Lomachenko better not have lost any speed. If he's lost any speed, any speed in hand or foot, then I think he's going to get beat, man. I think he's going to get beat for sure. If the speed difference is there. You know what I mean? If he winds up being kind of like in a Manny Pacquiao phase where he's getting hit with stuff that he didn't get hit with before. But I don't think any of that shifting left to right, any of that pivoting is going to work with Shakur, because Shakur going to pivot with you. And I don't think he's just going to be able to tee off on his head like he was with all of them, changing levels and all that. I don't think he's going to confuse Shakur Stevenson like he did Teofimo Lopez. So Giovanni Walker in the building said, out here in the LBC in Cali, listening to the super chat every morning. Thank you very much, man, and much love to everybody in them super chats, man. Jamal Smith said, Tank, Shakur, or Haney. I could take that, except for I don't know who's better between Haney and Teofimo Lopez. That's up in the air for me. That's up in the air. A little bit up in the air. Because I've not seen Devin successfully step to somebody. And I like the gritty fighters. I'm telling you, one of my favorite fighters is Andre Ward. And my favorite fighters, like the style that I think is the best, are styles like over the long haul, or styles like James Toney, Canelo Alvarez. Who else fights like that? Yeah, James Toney, Canelo Alvarez, Bernard Hopkins, guys like that. Guys that can step right to you, make you miss on the inside, counter you on the inside, can fight like that. That causes cats a lot of problems, man. And it allows them to fight both the slugger and the outboxer. If you're an outboxer, he can walk you down. Errol Spence too. Errol Spence Jr. is that style too, but he does it a lot more with the jab. And he does it a lot more with the jab, but he fights like that. He's not rolling as much as those guys are rolling, but he's right there in your chest, giving you the business for 12 straight rounds. You know, that's the kind of fighter that I like. Guys that can stay right there in your chest for 12 rounds, make you miss, counter you, wear you down over time. And even though they look like they're right there for you to land, you really are you hit them every once in a while, but they're going to be very difficult to hit on the inside. Shakur Stevenson stood right in front of Jamel Herring, gave Jamel Herring exactly what Jamel Herring wanted. And for the most part, the only thing Jamel Herring could land was illegal shots to the back and shots to the hip. And, you know, a few inside shots. He also got him up top a couple times. But as soon as he got him once, you know what I mean? That was a wrap on that, man. Mr. Quintez, man, where did that go? Oh, I'll go to Kimber. That skip. Said for 9, in my observation, Stevenson is Andre Ward 2.0. Could be, man. Same pedigree of fighter, man. Same level of talent. Except for I think, you know, Shakur may be a little bit more on the outside, man. Max King Low said Max Kellerman said it years ago that Shakur was the best out of the young dudes. He was spot on. Yeah, you know what you say about that though. A broken clock is right twice, you know, right. A broken clock is right twice a day with Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman be on so much nonsense that, you know, Chris Colbert, I mean, you know, we'll see with Chris Colbert. We'll see with Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert, I don't know, man. I don't think he doesn't seem as tight as Shakur. He looks like he's, like I said, man, to me, Chris Colbert looks like a Kasim Uma. An extremely talented fighter who does not mind getting hit, you know, and is going to mix it up. It's going to be very exciting. But I think if he fought somebody like Shakur, I think he would probably lose against Shakur, you know. I really wish they could have made that fight. I really wish they could have made that fight with him and Gary Russell Jr. I think that would have been a really, really good fight, man. I think it would have been a great fight. What's going on, Executioner TMT, the money team? Shout out to Floyd Mayweather Jr., one of the greatest to ever do it. The great Floyd Mayweather Jr. Quincy Carter in the building said, just watch Boots versus Sergey Lipinets. He's close, but not ready for Bud or Errol yet. Man, I don't know what you got out of that fight. That was a mopping. And Sergey, that's why I'm thinking he may be ready, because of Sergey Lipinets. Sergey Lipinets is a good fighter, man. Is a very solid fighter, man. Very solid fighter. Shakur is from Newark. That helps a lot. Yeah, they got a lot of really good fighters out there, man. Copper Rep Origines in the building. So when you see Spence, you're looking at Joe Louis. When you're looking at Shakur, you're looking at a lightweight Muhammad Ali. Nah, he don't fight like Ali, man. He don't fight like Ali, man. Ali wasn't rolling and doing all of that stuff, man. Ali kind of a unique fighter, man. Very, very unique, man. I don't know if there's anybody like Larry Holmes is the closest thing that I've seen to Muhammad Ali. Is Larry Holmes. And Larry Holmes is like more of a flat-footed Ali, but definitely along the same veins, man. The same vein of fighter, man. Probably a better inside game, though, out of Larry Holmes, man. Larry Holmes can fight, man. Shaky Foster called, bro, every name under the sun, and Chris Elmo still not with it. Oh, Shaky Foster, yeah, man, you know what it is. They ain't trying to give O'Shaquie a shot, man, but he'll get there, man. I got faith. He keeps pushing. You keep mentioning his name. I believe he'll get a fight, man. I believe he'll get a fight. Bearcat Hampton said, is Jaron ready? I say yes. At the same time, it's hard to say based on the level of competition he's been fighting. Spence looked like a monster too until he fought better guys and came down to earth. When has Spence come down to earth? I'm waiting. I'm still waiting for Spence to come down to earth, man. I'm still waiting on it. Errol Spence ain't had a close fight yet. Only thing is he didn't knock him out, but he ain't had a close fight yet. That Sean Porter fight, he won that. Man, he won that Sean Porter fight. And that was a monster of a fight, man. Monster of a fight, man. I mean, I never expected for him to knock out everybody that he ever fought. But we'll see, man. It's a shame that he didn't get to fight Manny Pacquiao though, because it probably saved Manny Pacquiao. It was good for Manny Pacquiao that Errol Spence didn't get to Manny Pacquiao, because that was going to be a stop, mop, and roll type of thing going on, man. You know what I mean? Young Pappy, man. Look, let me tell you something, man. I will be amazingly surprised if that happens. I'm telling you, I will be so shocked if Rolly Romero comes anywhere near staying awake for 12 rounds against Gervonta Davis. If he stays awake for 12 rounds, I'm going to be shocked. It's going to be a knockout in that fight for sure. And I just think he's getting fed to the wolves, man. It's another fight. It's another it's like a pay-per-view stay busy fight for him, man. I can't see it. Now, if it happens, I will say, hey, man, wow, I'm wrong. But Gervonta Davis looks like an A-level fighter, and Rolly Romero looks like an A-level lip flapper. That's it. He's talking a lot, and he talked himself into that fight. But he isn't, like, you can't show me some highlight reel of this dude where he looks like he's this world beater, man. I think you're going to have to be a real fighter to beat Gervonta Davis. I mean a really highly skilled fighter to beat Gervonta Davis. And that's not anything that I see out of Rolly Romero. And the whole scenario, he said, go speak with Martin Blackwell. What's that, man? I don't know what that means, man. Seen and unseen boxing, roller coaster getting his head knocked off. Yeah, man, I don't see any scenario where he can win that fight. I don't. Unless he catches him and hurts him. But I'm going to tell you, if he catches him and hurts him, I think he's going to have to do it more than one time. I think he's going to have to hurt him more than once. I don't think he's going to be able to catch him with a lucky shot, catch him with a shot. I guess it wouldn't be all that lucky if he catches him. I don't think he's going to catch him with a shot and knock him out cold. And because that's what it's going to take. Because even if he hits him and he hurts him once, that's probably going to be the last time he lands that punch. So he's going to have to figure something else out. And then Gervonta Davis is going to wait for him to gas and stand up and move forward. Both careers will end. Come on, man. That's Mexican. Who you got? So that's how we roll. Oh, what do you mean? That's how we roll. How do you roll, man? Like you said, King Fannon, Raleigh is all talk. Yeah, man. He's a lot of lip bumping. That's for dang on sure, man. Hey, but put something in the chat real quick, man. And I'll be right back. Let me know how many rounds you think who you think is going to win between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. That's the fight that I'm really, really interested in, man, because their styles are so similar. That's what I'm interested in knowing. Who do y'all think is going to win that fight? Because that's a match that I want. I want to see that fight. I would love to see that fight. Him, I'm not, like I said, I don't even really care about the Oscar Valdez fight. I think that's done. Let me know who y'all think is going to win that fight. I'll be right back. All righty, man. Let me go back. Let me see who this is, man. Yeah, 50-50 fights a sellout, man. Don't give me no 50-50 fight. Pick somebody. You ain't got a choice. All right, so let's see. Who we got at? All right, so tall guy. Shakur, Devin. Shakur, mega fight. Shakur, 50-50 fight. Shakur. Tall guy said Devin's a one-trick pony, so that's a Shakur. Shakur. Right now I say Shakur. Michael Kirkland, 50-50. I like them both, but I have to go with Shakur. This guy Riley is a mixed said boxing. Yeah, he a bugging out, man. All right, so it's lopsided. All right, Junior Samuel got Devin. Devin, you got a Devin there. You got two Devins there. Draw each time. That's your Shakur aggressive. Devin, you got Cedric Tam and Immortal TK says Devin. Devin House said, y'all so sleep on Haney. I'm not sleep on him. I'm not sleep on him at all, man. He said, Devin, she can make the fight. That's what I'm telling you, man. I want to see that fight. Because Devin's not going to duck the fight, which is why I like that. Because Devin will not duck that fight. He said, recently biased, they picked Shakur. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say there's a recent bias on it. That's fair. It's right after his fight. Don't worry, I'll ask. After the next fight, I'll ask the same question. Just to make sure that, it's not just a matter of, at a certain time, people feeling a certain way. You know what I mean? Because the fight is fresh. However, I don't think that's really going to change, man. Shakur has dog in him. No, Havesy has improved himself, in my opinion. I think he's proved himself against Linares is a good win, man. Jorge Linares is a good win. That's a solid win, no doubt, man. I seen the sparring, and Shakur was a step ahead. Prisoners of the moment for Shakur. Devin, the next star behind Tank, said Damon Holland. Why you say that? Why? I'm interested in seeing that. Why? Like Teofimo Lopez. So who do you got, Devin Haney, or who you got, Shakur Stevenson or Teofimo Lopez? And that's another one I'm interested. Been sub to you for almost 4 years. What's going on, Antonio Handbrick in the building, man? What's going on, man? If you've been sub for, I've seen you. Absolutely, dude. Let me give you that wrench, man, Antonio, man. I don't see you all the time, but I appreciate you subscribing and coming to the chat for sure, man. Shakur versus Gary Antoine Russell. I don't know, man, because Gary Antoine is kind of big. I don't know, man. I got to see more of Gary Antoine Russell. I haven't seen enough. From what I've seen of him, he's a very good fighter, but I got to see Gary Antoine Russell in a couple more fights before I say that. However, I will tell you that I think he's in the mix with all of those guys. Viva 2 Vita says Shakur for life. Shakur, I can see Shakur stopping T.O., but I would like to see that fight. Man, frequent flyer LC in that super chat. Much love in that super chat, man. Said Devin Haney all day. He proved he can bump shoulders on the inside versus Linares and showed resilience for 9-100. All right, there you go. There you go. See, that's all right. Ride with your guy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Tall guy said T.O. is too big for Shakur. Ain't only a weight class. They're not that big. I don't think they're that big. They're that big. He's a little heavier. I don't think he's that. His dimensions ain't that much bigger though. But yeah, that's the thing, man. Because Teofimo Lopez is definitely a big 135 pounder, man. No doubt about it, man. But my man pot lot shit James says Shakur will punish Shakur will punish T.O. Mr. M was I want to see Shakur unify his division. Never gonna happen, dog. Never gonna happen, man. And I used to be on that, man, no doubt about it. Yeah, man, Teofimo can crack. Teofimo's the real deal, man. Teofimo's the real deal. Oh, that's what's up, Antonio Hamburg. Yeah, a lot of people did, man. Quincy Carter, much love in that super chat, man. And let me get that going, man. It said, Devin also proves he wobbles when you touch that chin. I don't know, man. He definitely got touched and definitely got wobbled. But, man, you got to touch him. You know what I'm saying? And that may happen to anybody gets touched really well. I'd have to see that happen twice. You know what I mean? I got to see that happen twice. Now, I'm not going to go just the reason. I got Shakur beating all of them. And it really is his ability to do all of it, to pretty much do everything. And he showed good punching power last fight. He showed solid punching power last night. He swole up Jamel Herring. And his punch placement is very, 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 very nice. Very nice. But I'm going to tell you, I was listening to somebody make a comment yesterday. I won't say who they are, but it's one of the channels. It's one of the channels that I listen to and I really respect. Said that they didn't like the footwork of Shakur Stevenson because Shakur Stevenson is right there, and he's right there to be hit. But it's that same footwork that I like about Shakur Stevenson because he's right there to hit you. You know what I mean? He's there tantalizingly close for you to hit. But at the same time, he is right there to counter you and hit you. And he's so sharp with it, man. So sharp with it that I think he can get away with it. If he had any less reflexes, I think that could be. If he wasn't as talented as he was, I think that might be a problem. It may be a problem down the road for you, but that's pretty much how James Toney fought. James Toney's right there for you to be hit, slipping, punching, countering. Loved it, man. Linares, Kitty Peep said, Linares hits anyone clean, he can drop him, but Haney didn't go down. Yeah, man. I mean, if he hits you clean, because Linares can crack, man. Linares dropped Lomachenko. Linares and he hit him very, very flush, hit him very clean, and he wobbled him. He wobbled him going out. He recovered, and then I like what Devin Haney did when he got hurt. He made sense, man. He stayed away, grabbed quickly because his head wasn't still cleared up. Jordan Frederick said, Fannon, I said it last week. Shakur is the best. Defense wins championship. Shakur has top-notch cat-like reflexes and hardly gets hit. Stevenson by majority decision. Haney will have the height and reach advantage, but it won't nullify that speed. Does he have a height and reach advantage? I don't know the heights on him. I don't know. Maybe I should look that up. Maybe I should have looked it up. Does he have much of a height advantage? That's how tall is Devin Haney? Like 5'9", something like that. 5'9", maybe 5. Is he 5'10"? Or is he about? He doesn't look 5'10". I think he's about 5'9", because he's taller than. I've been next to his father, and his father looks like he's about 5'10", somewhere around 5'10", and he's shorter than his father. Yeah, so he's like 5'8". He's 5'8". Yeah, that makes sense. He's somewhere around 5'8". Okay, and then what's Shakur? Shakur must be about 5'8". Let me see how tall, what his listed height is. Some of these people be lying like Gervonta. Shakur Stevenson height. He got him listed at 5'7". He's 5'7", Jamel 5'10", Oscar Valdez 5'6". They got Devin Haney listed at 5'9". They got, which I don't think is probably not accurate. That seems a little tall. I mean, I could be wrong, but just looking at how the difference between his height and his father's height, maybe his father fight might be 5'10". His father might be 5'10". So it might be right. Shakur is 5'7" with a 68-inch reach. Yeah, so Devin probably a little taller than him. Shakur was using distance deception to manipulate his opponent. That's high IQ. Most people don't know is about boxing. Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, I am not somebody that's going to break down and give you the proper terminology for certain things you see in the ring. All I know is when I see certain people doing certain things and I see other people doing certain things. Gary Russell Jr. is somebody like that will stay. He's not very far from you. He's right next to you. When anytime you're throwing a punch, he's right there to counter you. And he's right in your, he's not right up there bumping shoulders with you because it's usually a southpaw orthodox fight, but he's right there and he's slipping and he's countering, he's slipping and he's countering. It's the slipping and the countering. That is the thing that really wears down fighters, man, over the length of a fight versus the guy that is moving around fighting on the outside the whole fight. Ajate 1776 said, I think we should be pushing for Shakur Valdez. Oscar has been running for too long. Unified should be next. Man, I ain't got to push for that fight. Because if that fight is going to happen, that fight's going to happen. That fight didn't happen at 130. That fight did not happen at 130. I mean, at 126. That fight's not going to happen. That fight ain't happening at It ain't happening at 130. I would love to see that fight. Love to see that massacre take place. Love to. But honestly, man, it's not a fun conversation. Watch. Who do you think is going to win between Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez? If anybody lies, and says they think that's a close fight, I don't appreciate it, man. Don't lie to me like that, man. Don't lie to me like that, dog. That is not a waste of time. I hope he can get the fight. Number one choice for his next fight is Oscar Valdez for me. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. But at the same time, let's make some fights. Let's get some fights with some guys that will actually fight him. Devin Haney will fight him. Teofimo Lopez may fight him. Oscar Valdez said he wants the winner of Jamel Herring versus Shakur Stevenson. In my honest opinion, I think that they were hoping that Shakur Stevenson, at least Oscar Valdez was hoping that he would lose to Jamel Herring. That's what I think. I think they hoped that the 5'10", bigger, stronger guy could beat the guy. But we'll see, because I've not heard Oscar Valdez say a word about fighting Devin Haney. Not a word, not bring him on. Let me see. Let me Twitter just real quick, because I know cats like Twitter now. Hold on. Twitter, let me see. Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez. Did he say something? Heck no. He ain't tweeting not a thing. Nada. Silence. Silence. Silence out of Oscar Valdez, dog, on the Twitter, dog. If he wanted that smoke, he would have said something on Twitter about it. So, hey, man, look, we got 382 people in the building. We got 196 likes, man. Can you get the likes over 200, man? Get the likes up, man. Follow the channel. Subscribe to the channel. I need your support, man. The algorithms be screwing your boy over here on YouTube, man. No doubt about it, man. Fannon, where do you rate Oscar? Where do I rate Oscar Valdez? As a cheater. I rate him as a cheater. Is where I rate him. I rate him as a guy that popped dirty and they still let fight, man. And on the real, that's what I think of him. I don't think very highly of him. I think that he barely got past Conceição, and if he wasn't allowed stimulants, for him to work out, he probably would have lost to Conceição. That's what I think. He didn't look good against Conceição. I think a guy like Shakur Stevenson is going to beat him pillar to post. I don't think that's even a close. I think that's just a massacre, and which is why they don't want to make that fight. And they know that's a massacre. That's why they're talking about moving Navarrete up to 130 to fight Oscar Valdez. So they can keep Oscar Valdez. That's what they're doing, dog. So they can keep Oscar Valdez. The closest thing that they got at Top Rank to Canelo Alvarez. Because they want to fight, and there ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? Well, there is something wrong with it, but they're protecting him, man. You know what I mean? That's what I think. I think he's a cheater, and I think he's gonna, and they know it. It's not a close fight. It's not even it's a moppage, straight up. So they're not making that fight. But if they do, I'm supportive of it. If they're not, move him up to 135, dude. Let him fight them dudes at 135. Because Shakur can fight at 135. That's what I want to see him. All that Four King stuff. Who's the Four Kings again? Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and Gervonta Davis. Let's make that 5 and get your boy up there. And then one of these dudes got to fight each other. If Shakur goes, we got to get at least one of those fights. As of right now, dog, ain't none of them dudes fighting none of them dudes. But yet, they talking about the kings and like as in you don't get to touch the king. You know what I mean? Like chess type of kings. As in they never ever, they move one direction and never the twain shall meet. You can't, and never the twain shall meet. Kings don't ever fight kings in chess. Or do they? If you can get them in check. If you use them and you can put a king in check with a king. Or no, can you? No, you can't. I don't think you can, but you can put him in checkmate with a king. I don't think you can actually put him in check with the king. Yeah, you can, because it's one spot. No, because they got to move a spot. They can't put themselves in check. They can't put themselves in check with a king. So, kings don't ever fight kings. That's what I see. Ennis versus Ugas. Oh, man. Definitely give me Jaron Ennis. Definitely give me Jaron Ennis on that one, man. Definitely give me Jaron Ennis on that one. All day, every day, man. Fannon, what happened to cleaning out your division before you move up? 4 weight divisions. Four belts happened to it. 4 belts happened to cleaning out your division before you move up. That's what happened to it. If you want to sit around and have him sit there, I just don't feel like lying about it. Do you think he's fighting Oscar Valdez? For real. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Shakur Stevenson is getting Oscar Valdez. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that's happening. I don't think it's happening. Seeing as Bob Arum said he wants him to fight Navarrete. Dude, they're not. I hope they feed it to him. But even then, he's not going to clean out the division. None of those guys at 130 are cleaning out the division. What happened to, is anybody at 135 cleaning out a division? No. Only cats cleaning out a division, there hasn't been. Heavyweight's not getting cleaned out. Cruiserweight got cleaned out with a tournament. 140 got cleaned out with a tournament. Unless these guys are going to go into a tournament, then they're not, that division is not going to get cleaned out. You see how much trouble it is to try to clean out 147? Literally, you got to get lucky to clean out 147. Lucky. And that is that Terence Crawford's contract running out with Top Rank. Yeah, Ryan Garcia shouldn't be in there. Yeah, no unification fights up there, man. You know, I just want to see somebody fight somebody. And if they're all there, eventually they're going to have to fight somebody. You know what I mean? Lomachenko versus Shakur Stevenson. Loved it. Yeah, Bud cleaned it out. Bud did. Shout out to Bud Crawford. Bud did clean out a division. He cleaned out 140. He was very fortunate because nobody thought they were a star, and they all fought him. None of those guys thought they were a star, and they all fought him. Everybody is a star at 135, man. What's that song? Everybody is a star. I can't sing for nothing. But you know that song from like the 70s or whatever it was? Everybody's a star. That's 135. Where everybody's a star, dog. Everybody's a star. JoJo Diaz acts like he's a star. Yeah, Devin, send me the improved offer. Yeah, send me the improved offer. Man, JoJo Diaz acts like he's the man at 135, man. All of them are up there pretending, man. All of them. Until they actually fight. Hey, man, they ain't nothing more true than that right there. He said 135 is now the JJ weight. Yeah, man, because these dudes all a bunch of talk, man. He said, yes, sir. Remember that song? Yep. Every ninja is a star, dog. Every ninja is a star, man. Yeah, exactly. Sly and the Family Stone. Yeah, man. They all stars at 135, man. You can't, and ain't none of them stars at the same time, dog. None of them were stars, and all of them are stars at the same time, dog. Especially, dog. But, I will say, yeah, Devin trying to fight them all. Absolutely. That's why I'm saying, dude, what? See Coolidge. Listen to what I'm saying. If Shakur Stevenson moves to 135 and Devin Haney has that belt, and Shakur Stevenson will fight him, Devin Haney will fight him, and we'll get a good fight. Devin Haney ain't going to say no to the fight. That's why I want it, because Devin Haney won't say no. Why not? He's not going to say no. So I'm imploring Shakur, move up and challenge for the WBC belt. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. Everybody talks. Everybody in that weight class, none of them want it. Nobody wants the WBC belt. Go get the WBC belt. And then you and Teofimo Lopez are both top rank if you can get past Devin. All kind of money over there on DAZN too. DAZN, I'm sure Eddie will be jumping at that fight, man. That's a fight that can be made, man. I like fights that can be made. I used to love, he said, you are a superstar. That's what you are. Exactly, dog. You're a superstar. They all think they stars, man. So that's what I'm telling you. Going up there, man, but I know y'all don't want that fight, dog. I know y'all don't want that fight, man. Said everything. Exactly, Olivoso there. Everybody's a star, man. On the 45 said, oh, man, you jumped. Hold on a second, man. Let me back up, man. Hold on, man. Hey, man, hit the like button, man. Don't be cheap on me, man. We got 447 people in the building, man. We got 244 likes, man. Hit the like, man. Don't be cheap on me, man. Come on, man. Don't be cheap on your boy. It ain't easy getting up every morning talking boxing. It's a lot of fun, but it ain't easy, man. But I missed your thing, man. I'll get the next one I see. Fannon, there's enough great fights to be made that boxing should be buzzing for at least 3 years straight. Exactly. Should be. But I'm telling you, people don't want fights. People do not want fights. They don't want them. On all kind of sides, dog. I'm telling you. They don't want them. They want the fights that their fighter wants. Other than that, they don't want the fights. They don't really want to see any good fight that can be made. They don't really want that, dog. Tyson Fury fans don't really want an Usyk fight because they're making all kind of reasons, stupid reasons for why he can't fight Alexander Usyk. You know what I mean? Seriously, all kind of reasons. When Deontay Wilder was champion, I'll be very honest, I did not want that Luis Ortiz fight. I was like, why are you taking Luis Ortiz? Man, you got all kind of chances to lose to this dude. So I was hesitant. I was like, oh, man, God, I don't want him to take that fight. You know what I mean? Now, with Tyson Fury, I always wanted to fight Tyson Fury. Even if I thought, even though I kind of, had a suspicion how that was going to turn out in the third fight, right? You know what I mean? It is what it is. However, I still want him to fight him because it's like, look, man, let this man get his money. You know what I mean? But these dudes didn't like AJ fans didn't want Deontay Wilder and AJ. Didn't want the fight. They want to say how he doesn't deserve the fight. You know what I mean? So you're going to see Teofimo Lopez fans when I bring up, and I love it because it's the fun part about boxing when you don't jump out there and call people racists and all of this stuff. Teofimo Lopez fans know they don't want that fight. You know you're not going to want that fight. He needs to fight Valdez. Devin Haney fans ain't going to want that fight. They're going to say Shakur Stevenson needs to fight Oscar Valdez, and, that's the fight, that's the fight that matters, even though that fight ain't going to happen. And I know it. You know it. We all know it. That fight ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. They're not going to – Bob Arum is not about to throw Oscar Valdez in a garbage can. He's not going to do it. Year after year after year after year, we've seen this. Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson, you might as well have thrown Lomachenko. You might as well throw Lomachenko in there with Terence Crawford. He ain't gonna do that. He's not throwing Lomachenko in there with Terence Crawford. Not a chance. Because he's gonna lose Lomachenko. And that's not gonna help him at all. You know what I mean? At all. They fed after Lomachenko looked dented. You know what I mean? After he looked dented, and they were like, this loss is coming from Lomachenko. He's slowing down. This weight class ain't right. We can't have him at 130 because we got fighters at 130. Then they made a fight between Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. But he wasn't making the Mikey Garcia fight. He wasn't doing it, man. Even with Terence Crawford, dog, he wouldn't have made that Shawn Porter fight if they were still under contract. It was the last contract. He wasn't renewing the contract. So he's like, okay, I'll make that fight. That's what I've seen watching Bob Arum for decades of watching Bob Arum. So I'm not going to spend all my time arguing for a fight that I know already ain't going to happen. I want to see the fights where the guys want all that smoke. Seems to me that everybody wants smoke up there at 135. At least everybody say they want smoke at 135. So go to 135 where everybody wants to smoke. He said, he wanted all the smoke. That's what I'm saying. Devin Haney wants all the smoke, so go get the smoke. There's a WBC belt right there. There's money to be made from DAZN. No problem. It's a good fight, competitive fight. It's something that people would like to see. Certain people would say one guy would win. The other guy say somebody else would win. He also is now the WBO champion, and he can move up and be a mandatory for Teofimo Lopez. Right in position to be a mandatory for Teofimo Lopez and that WBO belt, isn't he? But more than likely, Bob Arum ain't going to feed Teofimo Lopez or give, I won't say feed because that's not a case of feed. He's not going to give them to him. You know what I mean? Quincy Carter, much love in that super chat, man. He said, when will Tank fight a formidable opponent? When Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Leonard Ellerbe have no other choice. When they have no other choice is when they'll do it. When they got no other choice. When people start talking about it and start saying, look, man, Gervonta got to fight somebody. But they're not there now. They just set up this Riley Romero fight, man, in which they're going to make a lot of money in. Because everybody's going to watch that fight, man. They're doing from a promotional aspect, from Gervonta Davis, those guys are doing a masterful job, man. Because honestly, I want to see the fight. I want to see really good fights out of Gervonta that are risky. But I want to see Riley Romero. They did a great job with Riley Romero, though. Because I'm sitting there thinking, nah, man, I'll cut him a pass to knock this dude out. Because that they're doing with Riley Romero is they're making a fight that fight fans are interested in. And that's just for real. They got a fight that fans are interested in. More interested in than Mario Barrios for sure. But in the fight before that, he had a formidable guy in Leo Santa Cruz. I think that was a good one. Leo Santa Cruz, even though I knew he had beat Leo Santa Cruz, Dude, Leo Santa Cruz is a world champion. He held belts. He's a legitimate fighter, man. He's not somebody that you can just discount and say, Javon, that's not a good fight. And on top of it, Leo Santa Cruz gave him a good fight. You gave him a good fight for a while, man. Quincy Carter, I didn't miss your super chat. I read it, man. I just hadn't moved down, man. And I'm going to get back to Angry Brit in a second. I saw you up here, man. I want to give you that. Giovanni Walker in that super chat. Stevenson's fight game is a step or two ahead of Haney's at this point in time. Stevenson wins TKO round 10. Wow. That's a big one, man. That's a big one right there. That's a big one. See, that's why I want to see the fight. Because somebody's going to say that's crazy. No way. It's a competitive fight. That's why I want to see the fight. Hey, if we can see here, how about this? By the way, when I'm being kind of tricky, I'll squint my eyes. And I can see myself on screen, so I had to giggle at myself. If Devin Haney can fight Gary Russell Jr., he can call out Gary Russell Jr. He can call out Shakur Stevenson too, and tell Shakur Stevenson come get this work. He's willing to fight Gary Russell Jr. What's the difference between Gary Russell Jr. and Shakur Stevenson? Nothing. They both was 126 pounders, and Shakur's moving up to 130. It's a legitimate fight to be made, dog. It's a legitimate fight to be made. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, that is a legitimate fight to be made, and it's a fight that should be made sooner than later. Otherwise, you're never going to see the fight because those guys are going to go to 140. They'll go to 140, Shakur will go to 135, then they'll go to 147, then Shakur will go to 140, and never these guys will ever meet. Man, let's make it happen, man. Giovanni Walker in that super chat, I appreciate you so much, man. Let me get you that gong, man. Myron Taylor said, Raleigh is a dangerous fight. For somebody? For you or me? For me, yeah, that's a dangerous fight. If you're talking about me, yeah. But here's the problem. That Tank Davis fight is way more dangerous for Raleigh than Raleigh is for Tank. Tank is a dangerous fight, which is the problem in that fight. One guy is dangerous. Another guy is significantly more dangerous. There you go. Jamel Herring is a dangerous fight, as he showed and he proved with Carl Frampton. Only problem was Shakur Stevenson was more dangerous. Robert Yaramillo. Yeah, I got it. Jaramillo. Jaramillo. Robert Jaramillo. Fannon, truth. Why they back off Ugas versus Spence? They see something in Ugas that was not a good fit for Spence after Pac fight? No. They got ordered. He didn't back off of that. He got ordered. He never backed off of it. Matter of fact, he just said yesterday that he wants a championship fight. They were setting up to fight Yordenis Ugas. I don't think he never backed off that fight. But the problem with that fight is the WBA and the fact that the WBA has ordered Yordenis Ugas to fight Stanosis and Jamal James to fight Budiev, and so now Ugas has back-to-back mandatories. So if Errol wants to come right back out for a title shot, it's got to be the winner of Crawford versus Porter. It's a situational thing. You know what I mean? Raleigh beats Davis. Said, dang, 7 a.m., 400 people. Nice. Yeah, man, we got a nice crowd, man. Y'all support the channel, man. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you very, very, very much, man. I'm going to tell you, I really do appreciate the support y'all give in the early morning. Windy City Assassin said, Tank said he want to fight their other kings, but letting Floyd and Leonard do their thing, then he will. Then they'll let him off the chain. They ain't never gonna let him off the chain, dog. Look, man, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Floyd is not a liar, man. Floyd is not a liar. Floyd is a lot of things. A liar is not one. He may, find some reason to say he's the greatest thing ever to walk the face of the earth, but he's not a liar. I have not caught Leonard Ellerbe. Hey, man, I like Leonard Ellerbe. I've been looking for Leonard Ellerbe to lie. Still ain't caught Leonard Ellerbe in no lies. He will parse words. He will say what he wants to say without being all the way out there with it and making it easy to cause problems, but they don't lie. And what he said was, Floyd Mayweather Jr., he said, we're making big fights. He said, we're trying to make big events. Big events. These guys got to prove that they're big event worthy. To them, I'm telling you, none of them have proven that they're big event worthy. Not except for Ryan Garcia. They will take Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia got all them teenage girls. And the risk level is lower for Ryan Garcia. And if they could have caught Ryan Garcia slipping, and Ryan Garcia would have been dumb enough to take that fight, they'd have been more than happy knocking off Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia is not ready. But Devin Haney has not proven that he is a big, super big star. He's not. And neither is Teofimo Lopez. So they're going to have to do something to make a big event with Gervonta. Other than that, then it's Gervonta making the big event on the real. Devin Haney fights on DAZN, so we don't even know what his viewership is. Teofimo Lopez has only been in one main event. I do believe has only been in one main event, and that was against Lomachenko. So you just don't know. No, Floyd's not a liar, man. I never caught Floyd in a lie. He's very straightforward. He said he's making in-house fights. His thing is about, and even in the conversation that he was having, when he gave that speech in front of for the what do you call for the press conference for Raleigh Romero. That's what he said. He was like, look, man, we're about making money for the fighters. We're trying to make as much money as we can for the fighters. And do you know how you make the most money you can for the fighters? In-house fights. In-house fights. On pay-per-view, offsetting the cost of the guarantee from Showtime. That's how you do it. And you keep doing it. Because honestly, Gervonta Davis has not gotten to that level of superstardom yet. He's just moving along and growing his name very, very well. So I don't see them putting him in with these guys right now. It's going to be a situation when he has those real big fights. Number one, I think technically speaking, he's going to be ready. So like maturity wise, he wasn't ready a couple fights ago you could tell because he kept missing weight. The way that he looks right now, he looks like he's on weight, like he's maturing, like he's getting a lot of stuff out of his way. So that's what I see that they're doing with Gervonta Davis. They're taking the long road with Gervonta Davis, And I can't blame it. I can't blame him, for doing that. I want to see him fight guys, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the rest of these guys got to prove it. So even to get on the level of Gervonta Davis, so why not fight each other? Gustavo said, what up, Fannon? Shout out from Arizona. Speak that boxing. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Arizona, the homeland, the home of Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez. But if he does get the Oscar Valdez, I'll be happy, man. You know what I'm saying? Brian Son of God said, Haney been chasing the belts for about 2 years. These boys are scared. True. I agree. He's definitely been chasing the belt for 2 years. I don't know if it's fear, though. I don't know if it's fear. I think Bob Arum is looking at it like, no. That's what I see. I see Bob Arum saying no. And Teofimo Lopez saying no. Teofimo Lopez that's the one that doesn't want Haney. That's obvious to me. Otherwise, he'd be pushing for the fight. All those other dudes, I kind of blame on the WBC. And the fact that the WBC, and matter of fact, dog, really a lot of that's the WBC's fault with that franchise belt. That's just ridiculous, man, how they did that. Street Heat. Gervonta is the new Floyd. Nah. He's the first Gervonta. First Gervonta, man. Maybe the second coming of Aaron Pryor. He looked more like Aaron Pryor to me than Floyd Mayweather Jr., to be honest. The way that Gervonta Davis fights, he's like a more controlled Aaron Pryor to me. That's how it looks to me. Short and will whoop you. You know what I mean? Short and will put a beating on you. Name a Vegas fight? What do you mean, name a Vegas fight? Is there a date for Lopez Camboso? Yeah, they said it's in I think it's in December. I don't, and then he's going to 140. After that, he's going to 140. So all those belts are going to open up. I'm telling you. All them belts are going to open up. When he goes to November 27th. Thank you. Yeah, I thought it was December. Oh, so it's in a month. Yeah, he said, whoop. Yeah, Pryor's a bad boy, man. King Stone said, what's up, man? Man, where's my boy Stone Love, man? God damn, I ain't seen my boy Stone Love in my chat in a while, man. After I took that break. King Stone said Floyd was kept on a chain himself for a long time. He had a lot of hand-picked matches. Yeah, but he was made kind of tough though. Floyd didn't have a lot of matches. I thought at the time that they were trying to get him beat. He had a lot of matches. I thought they were trying to get Floyd beat, man. No joke. I thought they were trying as many tough fights as Floyd Mayweather Jr. had. I thought they were trying to get him beat. I'm telling you. And you know what, dude? I'm going to tell you something also. Floyd Mayweather Jr. had some fights that were a lot more difficult than people recall. For example, Chop Chop Corley. Chop Chop Corley was a harder fight for Floyd than a lot of people. As far as being some of the tougher fights that he had, Chop Chop Corley was one of the tougher fights that he had. I don't recall if that fight wound up being a knockout or a TKO for Floyd or whatever, but Chop Chop Corley was in there doing his thing with Floyd. That was just kind of like Chop Chop Corley at the time, because Chop Chop Corley's still fighting, so don't pay attention. A perfect example. Do not look at Chop Chop Corley records right now when he's got like 30 losses, because he never stopped fighting. Chop Chop Corley probably fought last week somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Chop Chop Corley, I know, did not stop boxing as of a year ago, right? Chop Chop Corley was a different fighter when he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. than he became later on when he kept fighting and kept fighting and kept fighting. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Floyd doesn't have that part of his career because he made so much money. You know what I mean? He said, Chop Chop fights this weekend. 12 pay-per-view. We should support that brother. I try to tell you, Chop Chop ain't never stopped fighting. So Chop Chop is a guy that's going to have 90 fights, man. You'll be looking like, oh, he beat Chop Chop Corley. Chop Chop Corley lost 1,000,000 times. Yeah, man, but Chop Chop Corley in his prime did not lose 1,000,000 times. Chop Chop Corley was kind of funny, man, like the original metrosexual type of dude, regardless. But, man, because, man, Chop Chop Corley, man. That was the first dude I was like, man, boy, Chop Chop, what are you wearing, man? Why are you arching your eyebrows, Chop Chop? You know what I'm saying? Why are you arching your eyebrows, Chop Chop? I didn't get it, man. No joke, bro. I did not get that, man. Brian, son of God, said, can Tank versus Jaron Ennis happen? And oh, no, never. Nah, man. Way too small. So I don't even want to, say that. He's way too small for Jaron Ennis, man. Quiet as kept, man. Jaron Ennis Tank is too small for the 140s, man. Tank is not a big guy, man. He is a little dude. You know what I'm saying? He is too small for 140. In my personal opinion, too small for 140. He needs to fight at 130, 135. Stay there, man, and collect the belts there. You know what I mean? But he's way too big for him, man. Ennis versus Russell again. I'd love to see it when the time. I'd love to see it. But I gotta hold all judgment. I'm holding all judgment on. I hold all judgment on Antoine Russell until I see him fight more. I've only really seen him fight once, where I really paid attention to him. You know what I mean? You mean height-wise? Yeah, man. I mean height, dimension-wise, he's too small for me. You know what I mean? He's too small. And not saying he can't beat a lot of those guys, but man, his ideal weight class is lightweight. Haney beats Tank, maybe. That's what I'm saying. He could beat Tank with the dimensions that he got. You know what I'm saying? Man, much love in that chat, man. Thank you, man, so much for the support, man. RSA Boxing Life, man. One of the guys that really hold on the chat, man. He said, salute, good brother. Been missing the chat live, been in meetings all week. Can I get a week's recap in 30 seconds? Bomb Squad. Oh, week's recaps in 30 seconds? Oh, yeah, no problem. Shakur Stevenson has proven to me that he is definitely the top guy in 130. More than likely can beat anybody at 135 with the exception maybe of Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm not sure how that would play out. However, I think anybody else at 135, dude, they're not going to want to fight Shakur Stevenson. I think he's the class of that division. The Jamel Herring fight was not close. If it had been close, I might say something else. But it wasn't close. It was a one-sided fight. He completely dominated Jamel Herring, and he beat him in a way that nobody expected him to beat him. Nobody. Because if anybody had expected that, nobody would have been wondering what the outcome of the fight was. I had predicted that Shakur Stevenson was going to beat him because I was like, what is Jamel going to do to beat him? Like, I don't think that even if he tries to push him and grind with him, he's not going to hit him consistently enough and he's going to get countered. But the way that Shakur stepped to him and broke him down and completely broke him down, that doesn't bode well for these other guys fighting Shakur Stevenson. Because Teofimo Lopez is going to have to land a big shot and hurt him because he's not Richard Comey, dog. He ain't Richard Comey. And Nakatani took him the distance. So, if you got problems with Nakatani, you're going to have a lot of problems with a fighter that is twice as good as he is. And honestly, man, I think Shakur, and Teofimo Lopez had a lot of problems with Vasily Lomachenko in that southpaw stance. An older, kind of banged up Lomachenko, who was not out there trying to wear him down and trying to get him out of there. So Shakur Stevenson is the same level as I think Shakur Stevenson at this point might be better than Lomachenko is. So that's just going to be a tough. And I think your boy is probably a pound for pound fighter, man. You know what I mean? That's what I think. You think Jamal is Devin Haney? No, I do not think Jamal is Devin Haney. Since you want to say that, Robert Davis, nor do I think that Jorge Linares is Shakur Stevenson. They're two completely different fighters, man. Two completely different fighters. He doesn't have to be Jamel Herring. You think Jamel Herring is going to be the only fighter Shakur Stevenson can beat? Like Shakur Stevenson can't beat anybody else other than Jamel Herring? Can you come with something that makes some sense, please? Yeah, absolutely. Devin Haney beats Herring. Absolutely. Over the distance. 12 round, over the distance, fighting on the outside. Absolutely beats Jamel Herring. And so what? Shakur Stevenson, okay. I'm gonna call you out, Robert Davis. Name somebody that Devin Haney beat that could beat Shakur. So I can blow a hole in your logic real quick. I'll wait. You too, Prolific. Prolific one. Be prolific and tell me anybody that Devin Haney fought that is beating Shakur Stevenson. I'll wait. Same logic, dog. Same logic. Right? Dude, if you think Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney is going to beat Shakur Stevenson, tell me why. I'm telling you why. I'm being, yeah, of course they can't. Because that's just some cornball, easy to pull out of your pocket response. I'm telling you why I think Shakur beats Devin. I'm telling you why I think so. Very, very specifically. He's a more well-rounded fighter. The punching power advantage is probably a little bit with Shakur. Punches a little harder. Has the ability to outbox just as well as Devin Haney does. And he's an inside fighter, and his inside game is better than Devin Haney's. If Devin Haney goes toe-to-toe with Shakur Stevenson's going to win that battle. And he's going to win that match. That's what I see. Now, if you see something that I don't see, knock yourself out. But I'm trying to tell you, dog, I don't miss a lot of fight calls. And I'm going to keep going with it. Throughout my entire time I've had this channel, there's very few calls that I missed. Like when all that Rigondeaux, Lomachenko stuff, I knew Lomachenko was going to win. I said Lomachenko was going to win. I just want the guy I'm a fan of to get the fight. Guillermo Rigondeaux lost to Lomachenko. Wasn't surprised. I never made a pick, not once, for Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury because I knew what that was. I had Alexander Usyk I was like, Alexander Usyk can beat Anthony Joshua. Right there on that call. I'm telling you right now, dog. Dude, one's 24. They're both the same age, man. Master, they're the same. They're the same. One's 22, one's 24. One's 22, the other one's 24. Devin Haney Shakur Stevenson's not 33. He's not 33. He's 24. Devin Haney is 22. They're both still maturing. Shakur Stevenson is 2 years off his prime too. They're the same. They're right the same age. But anyway, I'm waiting. Oh, Robert does say you good brother for nine, but I think you're sleeping on. Dude, I am not sleeping on Devin Haney at all, dog. I am not sleeping on Devin Haney, man. I am not sleeping. I want to see the fight, and I love messing with y'all, man. And by the way, I also love messing with y'all. Because you're invested, man. I know you invested, man. But come on, man. Come on, man. Get that top rater. Give me that top ranked fighter his due, dog. I'm trying to tell you. Anyway, Nana Ya said, what do you think about Robinson Conceição against Stevenson, Haney, and all the other serious contenders? He is talented and was robbed against Valdez. I think Shakur Stevenson will stop Conceição. I think he'll stop Conceição. Think he stops him. Devin Haney, I think he'll beat Conceição. But Conceição he's a 130 pounder, so I don't know what he's going to look like at 135. But he got tired and got walked down against Valdez. Even though a lot of people think that I don't think it was that big a robbery, dog. You know what I mean? CVP Jr. said, how are you sleeping on Haney because you think Shakur will win? I don't know how I'm sleeping on him because of that. Because you know why? Because I'm with you. It's a George Bush world. You're with me or you're against me. You're with me or you're against me. Like, I would tell you that I think that Anthony Joshua is going to beat most heavyweights. I don't think he's going to beat Deontay Wilder. Devin Haney is going to beat every lightweight. Only lightweight that I think can beat Devin Haney. Maybe Gervonta Day. I don't even really think, honestly, I don't think Teofimo can. I think that's a very hard fight for Teofimo Lopez, man. Because Teofimo Lopez is slow of foot. And that really does play right into Devin Haney's hands. Because that dude, Fahim, look, man. Oh, my God, man. Do not think I didn't say that. Dog, why? I don't know why. I don't know why. That's a big fight. Come get me. Come get me. I hope he does. But he's not gonna. He'll call out Gary Russell Jr., but he ain't going to call out Shakur Stevenson. Ironic, isn't it? Funny, isn't it? Call him out. Move him up. But they don't want, I'm telling you, Shakur, that's why you know you dead, because y'all ain't even asking for it. Y'all want everybody to fight Devin Haney. You want everybody to fight Devin Haney. You want Teofimo to fight Devin Haney. You want Ryan Garcia to fight Devin Haney. You want Gervonta Davis to fight Devin Haney. You want everybody to fight Devin Haney. Why don't y'all want Shakur Stevenson to fight him? Because honestly, dude, I just brought it up because I'm like, oh, I think he can beat everybody at lightweight. But the strange reaction is that y'all don't want him to fight. I've heard it. Okay? Y'all ain't got no energy when it comes to Shakur Stevenson. Am I missing something? Let me know if I'm missing something. I don't think I'm missing nothing. I don't think I'm missing nothing. Robert Jaramillo said, great show, my man. My fave thoughts, David Benavidez, Russell Brothers, Colbert, and Tank. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. David Benavidez is a man. David Benavidez is the truth, man. No joke, dog. David Benavidez is the truth. I certainly hope that Caleb Plant can get out of there versus Canelo. But, man, Canelo better fight David Benavidez, man. Come on, man. Give that dude a chance, man. No joke. Shakur won't hit him. I just want to know why y'all don't want the fight. Y'all ain't active on that fight, dog. And there ain't no calling out happening. Am I missing something? Gary Russell Jr. never called out Devin Haney, man. He never did. He never called out Devin Haney. He just said that he'd be willing to fight at 135 or he'd be willing to move up. And Devin Haney called him back, called him up, called him out. Shakur Stevenson is coming to 135. It's just one weight division. That's a big fight. That's a big money fight. If he has to call out, Tank ain't got no belts. Tank was at 130. He wants Tank. He don't call out Tank though, really. I know they did. And I'm telling you, they don't want that fight, man. I'm telling you, that camp don't want that fight, man. Telling you. They're not going to want that fight, dog. I don't believe they want that fight. I listened very, very carefully. Very carefully. They don't want that fight. But y'all want me to talk about Oscar Valdez. So let me do something. Let me do what they more than likely want people to do. Talk about Oscar Valdez. Yes, let's all get up and make videos and talk about Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson. And how that fight is the fight that needs to be made. Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez. I don't care about that fight. I already know the outcome of that fight. Without a doubt. If anything, though, if they're going to unify, I'd like that. I want to see the guy in a fight where I know it's going to mean something. Like Shakur versus Gervonta. Would love that fight. Would love it. Love to see that fight. And hopefully it'll come out that way. Brian, son of God, I like to see Ennis versus Spence. I would love that. Crawford versus Ennis is a similar style, which still would be a damn good fight. Absolutely. I'm promoting him, man. Jaron Ennis. There's a few fights before that fight can happen, but I'm definitely trying to see that. High risk, low reward for Canelo and David Benavidez. It's the same thing. It ain't any different than what's going on with Caleb Plant. Dog, Caleb Plant is risk for Canelo. That's risk. That's a risky fight. That's not these other fights. And honestly, man, I really think people are underestimating Caleb Plant. I think they're underestimating him. Caleb Plant is a guy that is going in there to win, man. He's not playing. He's going in there to win. You know what I mean? So I think everybody's underestimating him from what I can see. Mike Jones said, Shakur fought his sparring partner, Jamel Herring, Fannon. And look, man, so what? You think he wasn't trying to win? And that, hold on. No, that's not his sparring partner, bro. That's not his sparring partner. Yeah, I like that slippage. No, Jamel Herring is a champion at 130 pounds. He is not that man's sparring partner. Okay? No. They have sparred before. If that's the case, Devin Haney is Shakur Stevenson' sparring partner. Gervonta Davis, Teofimo Lopez is Gervonta Tanks Davis' sparring partner. Because I know I've seen sparring between Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Davis. And let me assure you, it was not pretty. It was a one-sided ass whooping in the sparring that I saw with Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Davis. They looked like they were about the same size, and Gervonta Davis looked like he was putting it on that dude. Which is why I don't understand why Rolly Romero talks so much smack about sparring. Because I know I've seen Teofimo Lopez get beat up in sparring by Gervonta Davis. I know I saw it. Just like I saw Devin Haney getting beat up and sparring by Shakur Stevenson. So if you want to talk about people being people's sparring partners, please remember that Shakur Stevenson sparred Devin Haney too. Is Devin his sparring partner? And I like an answer to the question because I want to have fun, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to have fun. Tio and Devin are too small, Tio and Devin are too young not to be testing themselves against each other and everyone else. I agree with that. That's why I'm saying fight Shakur. Throw Shakur in the mix. Why don't y'all want Shakur in the mix? Seriously, there's a great conversation going on in boxing right now. A great conversation. The four kings. The four kings that are all right there willing to fight each other. Come on, man. Don't do Aaron Pryor. Don't do him like Aaron Pryor and leave Aaron Pryor out of the mix, okay? Aaron Pryor was down there whooping Alexis Arguello, but he never got the Duran fight. He never got the Thomas Hitman Hearns fight. He never got the Sugar Ray Leonard fight. And guess what else I saw? I saw sparring take place between Aaron Pryor and Tommy Hearns. And guess what happens? Guess what happened when Aaron Pryor, it was an amateur fight. It wasn't even sparring. Guess what happened when Aaron Pryor fought Tommy Hitman Hearns in the amateurs? He was whooping his behind. And he wasn't allowed in that conversation. So what I'm saying is while we're doing all this cross promotion that we're doing, because trust me, it's a lot of cross promotion. Cross promotion. I'll promote you, you promote me, and never the twain shall we fight, right? Rolly Romero is promoting Gervonta Davis. Devin Haney is promoting Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is promoting Devin Haney. Teofimo Lopez is all these. Ryan Garcia was promoting Gervonta Davis, and Gervonta Davis was promoting Ryan Garcia because you guys are all talking about how these fights will turn out while none of these fights are happening. So what I'd like to know is why not throw Shakur Stevenson in the mix? You guys drag Gervonta Davis from you. I mean, I'm telling you, you dragged Gary Russell Jr. from 126 and threw him in the conversation and all that cross promoting going on. Why not pull Shakur Stevenson in there? If I was Shakur Stevenson, I'd be calling all these dudes out. I'd be like, hold on now. Since all these guys are getting all this good press, let me call y'all out and say, I want y'all right now. I want Devin Haney right now. I want Teofimo Lopez right now. I want Gervonta Davis right now. And all of y'all are ducking me. Don't duck me. And get in there and call everybody a duck artist so we can all do a bunch of videos about how everybody's ducking each other. And Shakur can grow his name just like everybody else is. Because last I checked, there's a whole lot of conversation going on and 90% of it is about who's ducking who. That's most of the conversation. Who's ducking who? Who doesn't want to fight who? who didn't attend this meeting, who didn't send this contract, which contract wasn't really a contract, and which contract was really a offer letter or whatever. All of that stuff's been going on for at least a year, and ain't none of them fighting. So what I'm saying is, ain't no problem. Throw Shakur Stevenson in there. And if Shakur Stevenson calls out Teofimo Lopez, then Teofimo Lopez needs to fight him. If Teofimo Lopez calls out Devin Haney needs to fight him for the WBC belt that he has. So I'm just asking everybody to be, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Why not? Everybody else is saying it, right? Why does he got to fight Oscar Valdez? Why he got to be the only one that got to fight Oscar Valdez and can't engage in all these other good fights at 135? That's what I'm saying. He says Stevenson's in the mix. That's what I'm talking about. Put him in the mix. Who do you think's going to win? I'm telling you who I think's going to win. And I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know who's going, because Gervonta Davis is really there, man. No doubt about it. You know what I mean? Who's calling Devin Haney? Who's calling Devin Haney's name? I don't know. Nobody is calling Devin Haney's name. Nobody. Same amount of people calling Shakur Stevenson's name. Same amount of people. Even though Shakur Stevenson said he'd take the fight. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Oh, should that stop it? Gary Russell didn't put himself in it and didn't stop nobody. Did Gary Russell Jr. put himself in it? Gary Russell Jr. didn't put himself in it. But anyway, Shakur Stevenson did say that. He said he wants to fight all those guys at lightweight. He said it just the other day. He said he thinks that Oscar Valdez is going to duck him. And if Oscar Valdez ducks him and fights Navrati, then he wants the guys at lightweight. He just said it the other day. No doubt about it, dog. He just said it. But on the real, what should stop? Everybody's calling everybody else out. Everybody's calling everybody else out, man. Teofimo Lopez has never called out Devin Haney. I don't think so. Anyway, that's the one where I agree. I mean, I agree with all of that stuff. Teofimo Lopez trying to skate out of there and not get none of these guys, from what I can see. But it's going to be tough for him to get out of that argument with Josh Taylor or somebody like that. They're all going to leave that weight class, man. Knuckle up. Shakur Stevenson, Devin is a distraction. A distraction from what? Knuckle up. A distraction from what, man? From other fights that aren't happening? It's a distraction from make-believe fights that are not happening. How is it how do you distract? You mean they're distracting from make-believe? Devin is not fighting Teo. They're not fighting. Teofimo Lopez not talking. They're not fighting. Teofimo Lopez already said he's going to 140. Tank versus Ryan, they're not fighting. They're not fighting. And Shakur Valdez, they're not fighting. Why? Yeah, see, y'all don't, I'm telling you, yeah. Okay, knuckle up. Let me ask you a question. Who wins? Shakur versus Devin, who wins? Nah, man, I'm trying to tell y'all. Why don't you want to talk about it, man? That's make-believe. Shakur versus Valdez is a mop. It's a one-sided fight that ain't going to happen. Then why don't you want the fight? If he can beat him, why not? How's it a distraction? If that man can go up and get a belt in the third division. He's a lightweight, man. He's definitely a lightweight. He was running around at 140-something pounds, dude, a couple weeks before the fight, according to reports. Why not, man? Let's make good fights, man. Oscar Valdez, and if that fight happens, I'll be happy if that fight happens. I would love it. I don't see that fight happening. I don't see the fight happening. Devin Haney, I think, will take the fight. That's why I want to see the fight. Because I think that they will actually make the fight. Devin's not a coward. He'll take the fight. But I know y'all ain't going to call for the fight. And when Shakur moves up, everybody's going to go up. And we're not going to get that fight. Even though that's a perfectly good fight. And that fight is every bit as good as Shakur versus Valdez. Every bit as good as Shakur versus Valdez. In my opinion, Shakur versus Valdez doesn't even prove anything. All it does is gives me the satisfaction of seeing Shakur Stevenson become a unified champion and beat a guy that he's a massive underdog in Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez wouldn't fight that guy, wouldn't fight him at 130, wouldn't even fight him at 126. He ain't fighting him at 130. You know what I mean? They all going to be 147s. If they all go to 147, good luck up there at 147 with Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz sitting there. Nah, they may get stuck at that in between. They may get stuck at that in between, man. King Stone said it's a fight that makes the decision. Oh, it is the fighter that makes the decision. Manager doesn't. I don't know, man. I think it is management, man. I just don't see. Look, Valdez is going to get protected. We already know the outcome of the fight. On the real. Like, I know that may be, yeah, let him get that fight real quick. Okay? And then after that, let's see, Devin. Let's see Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson. Because both of those guys are top-ranked guys. That's an in-house fight. You shouldn't have any problem. There's beef between the two dudes because Teofimo Lopez is the one getting promoted by Shakur. Getting promoted by Top Rank. I want to see good fights, man. You don't want to go to 147 boots. Nah, they ain't going to 147. Now, see, that's a fight I would say I don't want to see. Like, I don't want to see Shakur fight Boots. That's not a good fight. Boots is way too big for him. And they're about equal skill level. About equal skill level. So I don't necessarily want to see that fight. I want to see these dudes, all these other guys fight, because Shakur is right there with him. Shakur is the same age, same size, same time, same place as these other guys. And so that's why I want to see those fight. I want to see Shakur fight Devin Haney. I want to see Shakur fight Teofimo Lopez. I want to see Devin Haney fight Teofimo Lopez. Ryan Garcia ain't ready for none of them. I'm saying just straight up. Ryan Garcia ain't ready for none of them, and Ryan Garcia knows he ain't ready for none of them. I want to see Tank fight him, and then guys like, Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert's right there with it. You know what I mean? Said you right. Oscar Valdez and Shakur are both top ranked too. Yeah. He's not making the fight. Bob Arum's already said he's not making the fight. They're moving out. They're going to move Navrati up there to fight Oscar Valdez. He's not going to cash in. He's not cashing in Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson is a mismatch, man. It's a mismatch fight. Oscar Valdez is going to get murked by that dude. It's a mismatch fight. And like I'm telling you, if I can get Ryan or Raleigh, Ryan. Matter of fact, that's who needs to be fighting Raleigh. Dude, Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez is a mismatch fight where Oscar Valdez is going to beat the brakes off that, where Shakur Stevenson is going to beat the brakes off of him. And I would love to see it. And I hope it happens. If it happens, I'm going to be through the roof. No doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. I'll be through the roof if that fight happens. But let me tell you, it's about an 8-round fight, man. It's about an 8-round fight where Shakur Stevenson closes both that dude's eyes up. We want Shakur Valdez. Who is we? Man, who is we? Who is we? If it happens, it happens. I'm telling you what I want. I want Shakur to go to 135 and let's get it popping and make some big fights. Okay? I don't want to see him fight Navrati. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what that is? That's like Gary Russell Jr. versus Navrati. Like, if the fight happens, I'll be happy to see the fight happen. But that ain't no fight anybody's screaming for, dog. Ain't nobody gonna be, oh man, who you think's gonna win this fight? Man, that's a 90-10 fight between him and Valdez, dog. And don't try, man, all that is that's a 90-10 fight between Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez, man. That's what we want to see. I don't believe you, man. I don't believe that's what you want. I don't believe it, man. I'm having fun. I'm messing with you, though. Giovanni Walker said, with Haney and these fighters, and his weight class, he's calling out. They're afraid to catch that last. What do you say? With Haney and these fighters and his weight class that he's calling out, they're afraid to catch that loss, that part. Oh, no doubt, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Go ahead. They not fighting him. So we might as well call for this one. You know you don't want that fight. All right, I'll leave it alone. I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you guys. No doubt about it. I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you. And I know you don't like it, man. But just understand it's all love and I'm teasing you. Robert Harmio in the building again, man. Much love to everybody in that super chat, man. He said, who you got? Gary Russell Jr. versus Colbert? I got Gary Russell in that fight. I got Gary in that fight in a Hummer of a great fight. I want to see black fighters fight black. You know what I want to return? I want the return of the black fighter fighting black fighters. I want to see two American fighters fighting each other in a fight that matters. That's so that they can build their name and we can recover American fighting, man. Just like we're getting at welterweight with Terence Crawford versus Shawn Porter. How hard is it to get that fight, to get that type of fight these days? You know what I mean? Jupiter Jim said, I think Stevenson beats F out of Davis. Nah, I don't know about that. That's tough. That matchup is tough, but I'd love to see that fight too. And if Shakur, man, I'm telling you, that's what'll get the Gervonta Davis fight going. If they fight each other, you know? Tank needs to fight the brothers too. So does Devin Haney. So does Devin Haney. So does Devin. When was the last brother Devin fought? I'm just messing with y'all. Anyway, I know y'all big Devin Haney fans, and y'all don't want to see him lose to Shakur. But let's just cut it like it is. Y'all don't want to see that L, dog. And you know that's a tough fight, man. That is definitely a Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard type of fight where you don't know the outcome, man. Devin Haney's bigger. Devin Haney's developing. You know what I mean? Said Fannon, a lot of ears are closed to that statement. What are you talking about, Tevis? What statement is that? Texas made the realist? Oh, yeah, I know what it is. Let's wager you have Haney against who? Against Shakur Stevenson? No doubt. How much? Be easy. How much? If that fight happens, remind me, and I'll bet. For sure, I'll bet. Because I know the outcome of that fight, dog. Telling you. I know the outcome of that fight. I know it. That's a style makes fight type of thing. And I think I already know the outcome of that, dog. I think I know the outcome of that. And it's going to turn into what Gary Russell Jr. said. Dude, y'all need to listen to Gary Russell Jr. sometime, dog. No doubt, dog. You need to listen to these. When these professional fighters say some stuff, they don't always predict who's going to win fights. But I'm going to tell you, man, that is a professional style in Shakur Stevenson. That is a professional style. That style is going to beat your Mexicans right there. What he's doing right there is going to mop. He said $100 pay. When it happens, no problem. $100, no problem. Remember, though, to pay me my money. Yeah, I do. I do know what's going to happen. I do. I'm sorry, dog. I do. That's Floyd and Zab, dog. That's Floyd Zab. It's Floyd Zab. Zab, in my opinion, is a Hall of Fame fighter. Zab Judah. Zab Judah is a Hall of Fame fighter. If he would have stayed at 140, Hall of Fame fighter, dog. Hall of Fame fighter in Zab Judah. Excellent fighter in Zab Judah. At the time that Zab Judah was Super Judah in undefeated, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. was, I do believe he might even have been a weight class below him. Maybe I'm messing up my time a little bit. But that's Floyd Zab. That's Floyd Zab. Zab's got one dimension to his game, 2 dimensions to his game. Floyd was fully wrapped. Zab is Hall of Fame. That's Zab. Devin is Zab Judah. Shakur is Floyd. Devin may be a little bit better than Zab. Zab's got to kind of prove that he is Zab yet. Devin's still got to catch up to Zab. Regardless, and I know Shakur may never catch up to Floyd. But what I'm talking about is the fight that we see. Okay, here's another one. Chad Dawson, Andre Ward. Chad Dawson, Andre Ward. Felix Tito Trinidad, Bernard Hopkins. I'll go on and on, dog, with that one. Bernard Hopkins, Tito Trinidad. Remember, I said that. Julian Lesdema said, Burchelt will Mayorga Shakur like Forrest. Not a chance. Out of there, dude. It's out of there, man. He's not. I'm trying to say he's going to get beat up, man. He's going to get beat up. He's going to get stopped. He's going to get beat up. He's going to get stopped. Dude, Zab Judah, exactly. Dog, Devin Haney is not all the way through his career, man. Devin Haney is calling fighters out. He's not got in the ring with them yet. He's not fought Regis Prograis. When he fights Regis Prograis, a guy like Regis Prograis, skip all the talk about Teofimo Lopez. When he beats a guy like Regis Prograis, then I'll be like, okay, let me reassess. When he beats a guy like Regis Prograis. Remember that. Regis Prograis. He's not fought a guy like Regis Prograis yet. He hasn't. Has not fought a guy like Josh Taylor yet. He hasn't. Okay? He hasn't. When we're talking about Devin Haney, you're definitely talking about you're not talking about a prospect, but he is the best fight he's had to date has been Linares. And that is a very good win. But it's been Linares and other guys not wanting to fight him. He said ducking Devin like Sugar Ray Leonard. Hey man, they're ducking him for sure, but you still got to see him fight. Ducking is not a win. Being ducked does not mean you won a fight. Just because somebody doesn't want to fight you and refuse you does not mean you won the fight, man. It doesn't. Tyson Fury was ducking Deontay Wilder in that third fight, ducked him, went to court not to fight him. He still won the fight. Still won the fight. Okay? Trying to tell you, Sergey Kovalev, Andre Ward. I'm telling you, man. Andre Ward beat Sergey Kovalev because something that Sergey Kovalev could not do. And that's the glue to me. And that's why Gary Russell Jr. said certain people fight like professional amateurs. They are winning. What I've seen from Devin so far is I've seen a guy that can beat you by outboxing, who can pot shot you, who can move around, and he's going 12 rounds with these guys. I've not seen Devin Haney step to somebody, break somebody down, brutalize them, and stop them. I've not seen that yet. If I see that, then I'll be like, okay, that's another dimension. But until then, that's what I'm saying. I've seen that from Floyd. I've seen Floyd fight guys where he moved forward, broke them down. Like when he fought Zab Judah. He wasn't moving around on Zab Judah. He moved straight at Zab Judah. And Zab Judah, because I was like, who's going to win this fight? Who's going to win this fight between Zab Judah and Floyd Mayweather? It was the fact that Floyd Mayweather Jr. could stand in the pocket, cut the ring off, and beat up Zab Judah. Floyd had spent a lot of fights fighting on the outside and staying away and didn't engage a guy like Corrales like that, right? He learned to fight in the pocket against Corrales. But when he got to Zab, he just walked him down, man. And y'all can't tell me that don't make a difference, dude, when you start seeing guys walk guys down. That's what I'm saying. As somebody watches a lot of boxing, when you start seeing a fighter who is an outboxer turn around and start walking guys down, that tells you that's a troublesome fighter right there. When a guy can walk you down, break you down, and stop you. That is tough. And I've not seen Devin Haney do that. Just like I've never seen Teofimo Lopez deal with a guy that can fight on the outside and not have him be able to walk him down. And honestly, he had a hard time walking down Lomachenko, and Lomachenko's not the most mobile guy in the world. Lomachenko, for the most part, stands right there. That's why I would say I would give the advantage to Devin Haney over Teofimo Lopez. I've not seen Teofimo Lopez versus Linares. Yeah, exactly. I saw him try to do that with Linares. Dog, he didn't beat up Linares. He did not beat up Linares. He won that fight. What I mean is I see a guy walk you down, wearing you out to the body. I didn't see that on Linares, Devin Haney. I saw Devin Haney try to do that. And he had with mixed success. Not like Andre Ward, right? Not like Andre Ward. Not like what you saw with Devin Haney. He did it from round 1, dog, through round 10. 1 through 10. Never moving. Standing right there. Never got buzzed. Well, maybe got buzzed once. You know what I mean? Brother, who you got versus Gary Russell versus Shakur Stevenson? Man, right now I might take Shakur. Right now I might take Shakur. Because of that size. I might take Shakur. And I think, honestly, dude, Gary Russell Jr. said that about Shakur. He said it about Shakur. He's like, he's all right. Nah, dog, reaching with what? What am I reaching with? What was the outcome of Linares versus Devin Haney, man? What was the outcome of the fight, man? What was the outcome of the fight? Did you see a brutalized, demoralized? Did you see somebody standing next to Linares doing this? I'm not reaching, dog. I'm telling you the truth. Y'all can like it or not like it, dog. Go look at the Fortuna fight. Javier Fortuna fight between Jojo Diaz with Jojo Diaz. What Fortuna fight? Devin Haney and Fortuna? When did Devin Haney fight Fortuna? When did Devin Haney fight Fortuna? I know they were supposed to fight. Did I miss something? I thought Fortuna was one of the guys that ducked Devin. What am I missing here? What did I miss? What about the Fortuna fight? I'm waiting, Detroit. What about Fortuna? Fortuna's fight with who? Fortuna didn't take the fight. Fortuna fought Jojo Diaz and lost to Jojo Diaz. That's what happened to Fortuna. He lost to Jojo Diaz. At least that's what I recall. But I'm waiting, Detroit. He said, bam, Jeff, yep, I ain't going to say Fannon hating, but he just getting us in an uproar. Oh, you meant, what about Linares? What about Linares, man? I'm having fun with y'all Devin Haney fans for sure. No joke. Because, dude, if you blink wrong, somebody call you a Devin hater. Like, come on, man. Y'all call everybody a hater. Anybody says something that if you don't say Devin Haney is the number 1 fighter in the world, some of y'all just be going in. And that's just what it is. He got a fan base, and I appreciate the fan base. Lomachenko got a fan base, too. Every time you said something bad about Lomachenko, you got 1 million people on him. That's when you get a fan base. However, things still remain the same. You know what I mean? I got an opinion. But I'm telling you right now, what about Linares? That was a unanimous decision win, and Linares did not get hurt in that fight. Not one time. Linares was never in danger of getting stopped. Linares was never discouraged from coming forward. Never. Didn't look like it to me. Anyway, maybe did I say her? Who's that a picture of, Detroit? Is that you in the picture? If not, man, I'm sorry, man. I mistook that. I mistook your hoodie for hair, man. I mistook your hoodie for hair, man. He said, I'm not. Exactly. So why don't you want to see the fight, Detroit? If you're not picking nobody, why don't you want to see the fight? That's all I want to say. Y'all ducking. He said, no, you didn't say her. Okay. All right. Thank you. I didn't get. Oh, okay. She said, that's my girl. She finally said, I'm about to say, yeah, man. I was like, that's a real pretty girl. I'm about to say, man, that's a real pretty girl if that ain't you. Yeah, absolutely, man. She beautiful, man. Absolutely, man. Congratulations on your beautiful girlfriend, man. So anyway, man, yeah, y'all Devin Haney fans, I'm going to be messing with y'all for a while, dog, because y'all is fun. But, dude, look, man, hey, no doubt about it, I'm stirring the pot, dog. I'm stirring the pot because cats don't like that, man. Oh, no, don't like that pot stirred at all, man. Don't like that pot stirred at all, man. But look, man, Shakur Stevenson is a black man. So I'm supporting black fighters, and I want the best for Shakur Stevenson. I've been saying this, dog. Damon Wester in the building said a win is a win for 9. Hey, he is, yeah. Look, man, Shakur is just outside. Hey, look, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Much love in that super chat, man. And I'm glad you seeing that I'm messing with y'all, man. I do know who's going to win that fight, though. I ain't playing. When I say I know who's going to win that fight, I ain't playing about I know who's going to win that fight. That is the Shakur going to beat Devin. Just, y'all, honestly, man, you can pump brakes on that. I don't even need further development to tell me that. I can see that. I can see that coming. Bad matchup for Devin, dog. Very, very bad matchup for Devin. Bad one. Because he relies on skills. And Shakur Stevenson is more skilled. That's the problem, dog. That is the problem. He relies on skills. And he's fighting somebody that is more skilled. And I will say that very safely. Shakur Stevenson has more skills, a more well-rounded game than Devin Haney does. Telling you. And that southpaw stance ain't easy. But anyway, a win is a win, yeah. But I'm telling you, man, I got Shakur Stevenson could be the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That's why I want him to get these fights, because I want him to get there. I think he can be it. Brian James in that super chat, man. Shakur Stevenson versus Chris Colbert. How would that go? 12 round unanimous decision for Shakur Stevenson. 12 round unanimous decision for Shakur Stevenson. Chris Colbert leaves himself open too much, and Shakur is going to counter him and win it like that. But a very, very awkward and difficult fight, for sure, because your boy can fight. Be Easy said, love your live, bro. Helps my work day fly by. And yes, I like Haney, but Stevenson is the real deal. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I like Haney too. Against a lot of people. Not that kid. Just not that kid. On the real. Just not that kid. Similarly, Detroit in that building, man. Much love in that super chat, man. Just dropping some beard on you, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. And I'm glad y'all don't get all in an uproar, dog, because I'm glad you don't get too much of an uproar because I'll pick somebody to beat a fighter that you like. I know that. Devin Haney has not had the promotion. Shakur Stevenson has not had the promotion that Devin Haney has had. Very unfortunate. He has not been out there promoting himself. He's not been on people's channels, interviewing, giving interviews to small channels and all that stuff. And, that is something that Shakur Stevenson should probably do to get his name rep up there, without a doubt. Get him some more, he needs some more grassroots. Haney versus Navrati, Haney all day. Haney got a chance to knock out Navrati. Let me put it this way. If Haney could ever got in the ring with Navrat, and did not knock him out, I would be disappointed. That's an easy fight for Devin Haney. Easy fight for Devin Haney. Easy. All day. Easy fight. Easy fight. Said, what about Stevenson's sparring session? It looked pretty even. To me, it looked like a mismatch. Not to me. It didn't. It looked like the pot shotter was getting pot shotted. Go back and look again. Devin Haney was getting pot-shotted by Shakur Stevenson. Just one punch at a time, clean punches right to the face. Clean shots. Maybe I need to go watch it again. But if I recall, he was getting pot-shotted by Shakur. Straight lefts right down the pike, dog. Move a little bit, straight right, straight left, right to the stomach. Exactly. I don't even talk about that because I just assume that he's a different level fighter than what he was when he fought that. That was a one-sided, that sparring match that's on tape is completely and utterly one-sided for Shakur Stevenson. Completely one-sided. I saw Kambosos fights, looked good, defensively responsible, with calculated aggression. Tio may be more talented, but I think Tio not focused and looking ahead to 140. Much love in that super chat, man. My boy, F with that English, said, and Haney was less experienced. That's fair. That's why I don't bring it up. It's sparring. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that, man. Like, I'm going to be fair with what I'm saying. I'm not judging Devin off of a sparring match with Shakur, because there's a chance that he was holding back or he's working on something. You know what I mean? It's something. You know what I mean? But let me put it this way: go watch Shakur. Go watch him fight Devin Haney spar Rolly Romero, and then go watch Shakur Stevenson spar Devin. I'm going to tell you, dog, Shakur didn't have any harder time. Did not have any harder a time with Devin than Devin had with Rolly. No harder a time. Now, he wasn't trying to embarrass him and slipping and pushing him and laughing at him and clowning him like Devin was, because Devin was clowning. Devin was clowning Rolly Romero, laughing at Rolly Romero. That's not what Shakur Stevenson did. Shakur Stevenson just beat him. Just kept punching him in the face. Moved, stepped to the, and was not moving. Was standing right there. Devin Haney was thinking about what he was going to do. And every time, from what I saw, Devin Haney tried to come forward. Devin Haney got a crisp right hand right in the mouth. Right in the stomach. Uppercut. Like he was just pot-shotting him. It did not look difficult at all for Shakur Stevenson, from what I could see. But again, he could have learned a lot, could have changed a lot, all of that. You know what I mean? Could have changed all of that. He said, but Shakur was nailing him. Yeah, he was. Giovanni said, I missed your super chat, man. Hold on, man. I definitely don't want to do that. Man, Giovanni. Damn it, Giovanni. I'm sorry. Hold on one second, Giovanni. I'll get you. Hold on, man. I'll get you for sure. I'm not letting that slide. And plus, I love you. Thank y'all for having a good time with me, man. I'm sure I'll be forever known as a Devin Haney hater. But I promise you, I don't. And I'm not using that sparring match. That's too easy. Who said I missed it again? Oh, Giovanni Walker. You said I missed your super chat. Hold on, Giovanni Walker. Even though I don't think I missed it, Giovanni. Giovanni Walker said with Haney and these fighters in his weight class, here you go. I'm sorry, man. He said, with Haney and these fighters in his weight class, and he's calling them out, are they afraid to catch, they are afraid to catch a loss? That part. Yeah, absolutely. I got that, man. You may be a little bit behind, man, but I definitely got that super chat, and I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much thank you for the support in the super chat, for sure, man. He said, nah, Boots is the future. Shakur going to be that guy, though. Yeah, but they're different classes. They're different classes. When it all pans out, those are the two dudes for me. Maybe with the book being out on Gary Antoine Russell. But on the real, The only danger is that they do him like Gary Russell, which is why I'm saying fight him. That's why I say fight him. Hopefully he won't get done like Gary Russell Jr. Because Gary Russell Jr. is like that, dog. Gary Russell Jr. is like that. Giovanni Walker, I followed up and got that super chat, man. Thank you for the support, man. I followed up and I got that though for you, for sure. And I got it up, so next time I miss it, I'll get it. Man, how many likes we got, man? Get the likes up, man. I know y'all being chintzy on them likes, man. Hit the likes, man. Riley ain't gonna win nothing, man. Stop. We talking about, hey, Jerome Miller. We talking about dudes that got a shot, okay? There's a chance I could be wrong about Devin. There's a chance that I could be wrong about Devin and Shakur. Because honestly, man, Shakur gonna beat up Teofimo Lopez too. Shakur gonna beat up Teofimo Lopez too. Beat him up too. The only thing that makes me hesitant, even a little bit hesitant about Shakur beating up Teofimo Lopez is that Teofimo Lopez got so much power. Now, if Devin Haney walks up and has some power, okay. Now we talking. But on the real, Devin Haney's punching power is a huge question mark. A huge question mark. Huge question mark on that punching power. His elusiveness, his defense, all of that, that's real. That punching power, there's a big question mark out on that, dog. No joke. Yes, but Shakur's never going to get there, and Boots ain't going to be there. Boots is going to be at 160, dog. You know what I'm saying? Why no talk about Crawford Porter? Because it was just not the subject matter of today. That's not the subject matter today. At some other point in time, man, I'll talk about it. But right now, you know, but what do you want to say? If you push the conversation that way, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Ain't no worries. Put it in the super chat. If you want to change the subject, super chats are the way to do that. Because then I will answer the question and the conversation will go there. Me today, though, I just wanted to be a jerk and stick a pin in. I just want to stick a pin in my loyal Devin Haney fans, dog. Because ain't no fun in boxing, dog, if you cannot talk about a good, entertaining fight that could happen where you don't know who the winner is going to be. And me, he said Shakur's punching power is no, it ain't. No, it ain't. He just bust up and stopped Jamel Herring. He just bust up and stopped Jamel Herring. That ain't a question. There ain't no question on that punching power for me with Shakur. Shakur was putting something on him. Nice shots too, dog. Yeah, Shakur was getting touched on the inside. Absolutely he was. Absolutely. I agree with that. See that? I agree with that. I agree 100% about that, dog. Absolutely. Jaron Ennis versus Charlo. Right now, I'll take Ennis. Let me be the first to put a controversial one out on that. If he gets to 154 over Jermell, I'll take Jaron Ennis over Jermell. Give him a couple fights, but I'll take Jaron Ennis over Jermell. Jermell got gaps, dog. Jermell got gaps. Xavier Hand said, put me on, Fannon. I'll give you talking about with that wrench? Hold on, man. Boots versus Ortiz Jr. Oh, Ortiz, Boots all day. Boots all day. Detroit said, nah, I don't think you hating. You like who you like. Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. That's what's up. Put me on for now. Hold on. Zane Hanks. Hold on one second, man. I'll put you on for sure. Hold on, man. Let me get back to something. Man, I love this live stream, man. Let me see how many likes y'all been chinsing me, man. Y'all be chintzy with me on my likes, man. Yeah, we got 420 though, man. Come on, man. Get the likes up, man. Get them likes up. And let me see. TD Rowe. I'm surprised TD Rowe ain't got a wrench. TD Rowe, I'm going to hit TD Rowe up because I see TD Rowe all the time, man. Make sure I get to see you in the chat. Put me on. Yeah, there you go, man. Zender Hines, I got you. No doubt, dog, you wrench. In Detroit, good people. Let me make sure I can see my man Detroit. You in there too. Just let you know it's all good. It's all good fun boxing talk, dog. That's all it is, man. Zazer Hen said way closer than Floyd Zab. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Could be, maybe not. Because guess what? Devin still got to catch up to Zab. He got to catch up to Zab. Zab was pretty much proven, and then he got beat by Costa Tzu. And then even after he got beat by Costa Tzu, he came back and he beat Corey Spinks, and he got all his hands on the belts, from what I recall. You know, I'm pretty sure the Corey Spinks was after his loss to Costa Tzu. You know what I mean? So he had a long-standing career, man, in Zab Judah. Now, Devin Haney, both of them got to catch up to Zab, really. Only thing now is that you got Shakur with the two-division champion. Two-division WBO champion. He moves up to the third, and he's only got, like y'all like to say, and he's only got 17 fights. How many fights he got? 20 fights. Look what he's done in 20 fights. Doing like that. Yeah, Zab was a good fighter, man, for sure. Zab's only problem was the only problem with Zab is Zab could not get inside and wear you down, protect his chin on the inside. And he had a funny chin. That's the problem with him. He had a funny chin. That's it. But when he got in there with Floyd, he put on a good fight, got speed, got power in both hands, all of that. But he just got broke down, dog. He just got broke down. You know what I mean? That's it. Loma won round 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12, and he got rocked. Absolutely. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I think Shakur Stevenson beats Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, Zab was chinny. That's the problem. Zab was chinny. And we'll see. Some people say that Devin looked chinny in his fight with Linares. I don't know how chinny he was, though. But he definitely got hurt. But he got hurt with a good shot. He got hit with a left hook. Can't recall which it was, man. And that's a southpaw. Was that a southpaw? And Linares is a southpaw too. So that was going to be a little bit of an awkward fight, though. You know what I mean? Damian Wessel said it's okay. All Devin needs is an opportunity, and people will forget about that power issue. Just ask Floyd, dog. Floyd ain't never had a power issue. He ain't never had a power issue, dog. Ever. He was knocking dudes out at 130. Floyd ain't never had a power issue. When Floyd turned pro at 130 pounds, he was knocking people out at 130 pounds. But let me validate that, though. Let me validate that. I don't want to misspeak. But Floyd was known early in his career as a Pernell Whitaker that could punch. So, let's see. TKO 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. First 13, most of them were knockouts. Then at the championship level, he stopped Hernandez, stopped Manfredi, stopped Juco, stopped Augustus, stopped Indu, stopped Corley. I say stop Corrales. Where's Corrales? Stop Corrales. Yeah, stop Corrales. Yeah, he got a lot of knockouts, dog. All those distance things came later on, and it came later in his career. It wasn't early in his career. Devin Haney, let me see. Devin Haney got some knockouts in the early part of his career too, though. Devin's 26 and 15 with 15 KOs. He knocked out. He's got one knockout in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he retired Abdulev, and he retired Mason Menard. I don't think that was a knockout, though. We whooped the tar out of Mason Menard, though. Think that might have been a cut. Yeah, but Linares, unanimous decision. Gamboa, unanimous decision. Santiago, unanimous decision. Moraine, so there you go. 12-0. He should have been able to get Santiago out of there at 12-0. But he's just stepping up, man. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens later down the road. He said, facts. See, yeah, Zab gets rocked. Zab gets straight up rocked. Jahai Tucker is coming. Check him out at the Hulu Theater this weekend. All right, that's what's up, man. Check him out at the Hulu Theater, man. Yeah, Floyd's only problem was he had broke hands. Yeah, and he started fighting bigger guys, dog. But like Windy City Assassin says, at 130, 135, and 140, Floyd was punishing dudes. That wasn't even, yeah, he was punishing dudes at those weight classes for sure. So you got Tank over Haney. I don't know. I don't know about that because of the size difference. I don't know. Because there's a chance with Haney, I'm almost sure about it. This is a style matchup for me. Pay careful attention to me when I say this. With Gervonta Davis, because Gervonta Davis is short and he's going to have to go and get Devin Haney, I think Devin Haney has a better chance of boxing on the outside and staying away from Gervonta Davis than he does with Shakur Stevenson. So I'm not as sure about it. I'm really not. The book is out on it because of this, and it's the height and the length distance. Because I don't think Gervonta Davis is much taller than 5'5". So you got like a 4-inch height advantage for Devin Haney. You got a real arm reach problem with Devin Haney there. But the arm reach and the height difference is not as significant between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. So on the real, I just think that I don't know about that. I don't know. I would give Devin Haney a good chance of beating Gervonta Davis, provided he's got a chin. Because here's the problem with that. He's going to get that chin tested double time with Gervonta Davis. You see what I'm saying? Also, here's the thing that I got with Devin Haney. Okay? Devin Haney he's got one real fight that I think is a step-up fight. There's a lot of talk about him being ducked, and that is true. He's been ducked. But that doesn't mean you've beaten the guys that are not fighting you. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys that are not getting fights. That doesn't mean that they can beat the guys that they're not fighting. For example, Guillermo Rigondeaux was getting ducked by Vasily Lomachenko, right? Vasily Lomachenko was not fighting him. He says a bad fight. He doesn't want the fight. Bob Arum said it was a trash fight. Okay. Guillermo Rigondeaux was desperate for a payday and moved up 2 weight division to fight Lomachenko, and Lomachenko beat him, even though he was ducking him before that. The simple fact that you're getting ducked, I don't know, Bam Bam Jeff, if I didn't see you get timed out, not by me. The simple fact that the guy's not fought you yet and doesn't want to fight you doesn't mean you're going to beat him. You know what I mean? So when I'm hearing some guys talk, it's almost like you're giving Devin Haney credit for wins that he doesn't have. You see what I'm saying? JB Hanna said, check my super chat, Fannon. I think you might be behind a little bit in the chat, but JB Hanna in the building. Hold on one second. JB Hanna said, yeah, I saw that. I got it. He said, saw 2 Kambosos fights, looked good, defensively responsible with calculated aggression. Tio may be more talented, but I think Tio is not focused and looking ahead to 140. Well, we'll see. If he's ready to do it, we'll see. And dude, I wouldn't be surprised if they put a little extra on him, man. Much love in that super chat, JB Hanna. Appreciate you, man. JB said, "Hey, Fannon, I think you missed my super chat." Yeah, I did get it earlier. I might have got it too quick. But as far as George Kambosos and those and they go, yeah, I'm gonna look at it more. I don't really know what to say about George Kambosos because I've not really looked at it. You know, what's going on, Chillville in the building? What's going on, my Newt? Andre Watkins said, I don't know, Fannon. Tank was at a big advantage against Barrios, and Barrios had a lot more power than Haney, and Tank worked it out. Worked it out. He went and got Barrios. Yeah, but Barrios doesn't have the footwork and the defense that Devin Haney does. Devin Haney's the defensive fighter. At this point in time, from what I can see, Devin Haney is a defensive fighter. First and foremost, he's a defensive fighter. And against against Gervonta Davis, that might work for him because Gervonta he's got so much ground to make up that maybe he can pot shot him. Maybe he can jab him, move, jab, move, one jab, 1, 2, move, and maybe he can keep that up. He said Linares did get stung. That's what's up. Maybe he can keep that up against Gervonta. I don't know, because that's what I'm saying. The reason that I'm talking about the thing with Shakur is because I saw what Shakur was doing. And Shakur can walk you down. And Devin is not going to be able to move around from that all night. And if he does move around from that all night, he's not pot-shotting from the outside. He's not pot-shotting Shakur. He's not. If he thinks about pot-shotting him, he's going to get hit. Thinking too long about it. But that could be the case with Gervonta too. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it could be, KO candidate of 2021. On the real, man, I hate to say it, that shit might be, I don't want to say it, man. I don't want to say it. I know a brutal one was within the fight of the year, and that was Tyson Wilder. That knockout was vicious, dog. Very, 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 very vicious. But probably, who's the dude? Oh my God, somebody got their head super spun. Was it Ife Ajagbe? Ajagbe versus that last guy. That last guy Ife Ajagbe knocked out. Where he flipped him on his back. You know what I'm saying? Where he spun him around in a circle, man. Don TV said, so Fannon, you think Tank doesn't have the footwork, defensive skills, or speeds to catch out? No, I'm not saying. I don't know, man. I don't know. Those guys are mighty fleet of foot, man. I think he's got excellent defense. So Fannon, how would you rate Tank's defense? I think he's got excellent defense. All I'm saying is I don't know. He very well could be. Hey, JB, I got your first super chat, man. I definitely did. You're just behind in the chat. I definitely got your. You're saying, let me see. Let me go down. JB Hanna missed the. Well, first of all, let me refresh this. Hold on a second. Let me refresh this. Oh, okay. Much love in that super chat, Jay. Yeah, it's only one. I only see one. It might not have come up, but I only really see one. I only see one. I'm only seeing one. That's my bad, man. Maybe there's something wrong and I'm slipping and I'm missing something. But look, man, I got to get up out of here, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, and thank you so much, JB Hanna, man. I'm sorry I missed that. Xavier Hen said, that's fair for 100. That was right. Just remembering. I appreciate it. Man, dude, Tank is a proven fighter, man. Tank's a proven fighter. He really is. He is. I'm really just messing with these Haney fans. Because y'all will call me a Haney hater, man, in a heartbeat, dog. So, hey, I'm just having fun with y'all, man. But anyway, Pencil Man said, check out the classic sparring match between Shakur and Haney. It was close, but Devin was clearly the superior fighter. Are you nuts, Pencil Man? Are you nuts? What are you talking about? Pencil Man. You ain't been watching much boxing, have you? Dude, that was not, first of all, do not bring up that sparring match. And number two, that was a pot shot fest in which Devin Haney Shakur Stevenson was completely laying in to Devin Haney. That was not a close sparring match, dog. And in fact, I'm quite sure they regret having that on tape. No chance, dog. Shakur is excellent with that lead foot deception. Hey, I'm just trying to tell you, like Mark James said, man, Pencil Man lost his marbles. You know that, bro. Anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Deuces. With that, I'm out. Deuces.